Hello, everybody, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for episode 3 of Island in the Sky. So let's jump right on into things and introduce our cast and crew, hear from our sponsors, and get rolling into this game full of friendship. And there's definitely not bandits or any bad times coming to our future, just happy fun times. Let's start with Jack, our wonderful GM. Jack, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And tell us about Island in the Sky.
Hey guys, my name is Jack. I go by JackoBuddy everywhere, pretty much on the internet. You can follow me on Twitter, check me out on like Patreon and everywhere, basically where things are. Twitch, of course, everything like that. Where I do RPG writing, content creation. I do a lot of things: sound editing, podcast making, lots and lots of different fun things. One of which is making campaigns that are totally full of friendship, not full of evil bandits and mean people that want to hurt anyone. And yeah, today's going to be a real good time. For the second week in a row, I went through the whole of last week going, I can't wait to get this campaign written. I'm not going to procrastinate this time. And then, of course, I wrote this about 6 hours ago. So it's going to be lots of fun. And I'm really excited. I think this is going to go a way that no one really expects it to, because I never like to do the expected. And it's just going to be fun. I love these characters in this campaign.
I feel like we just expect friendship and nothing else.
If you expect friendship, you're in luck. Where are you?
Sweet. I hope I'm in luck. I want friendship and nothing but the friendship. Speaking of friendship, let's jump over to Chelsea. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And tell us who you're playing today.
Yes, I am Chelsea, better known as Little Red Dots, over on the Twitters and the Twitches and all of the socials. Yeah, I play a lot of tabletop RPG. There's tons of ways that I do that, and a lot of it is working on other people's cool channels, like this one. So here I am, doing this cool thing. Tonight, I am playing Tisla, Onyx Fist, our dwarven monk, in fact, who likes to pound rocks with her fist.
True. That's true. Perfect.
Oh, and she's in it for friendship, too.
Oh, yes, of course. Of course.
Right. Because her only ever friends were rocks, which she pounded in the face, so...
Well, of course. That's how you make friends, I think.
It's going much better than that.
So then you'll answer that question.
Yeah.
Oh.
King of making friends, Speedy, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and who are you playing today?
I don't know if I want to be friends with Tisla anymore. She punches her friends.
Is it because I punched the rocks?
Is it because your only other friends were rocks and you punched them? And I don't
Well,
want.
I was kind of forced. It's kind of like it was pressure. I mean, I was kind of pressured into doing it. She fell to peer pressure to punch her friends.
Yeah, that underground peer pressure.
Yeah.
Anyways, before we say anything about myself, I need to point out, Mike, you've made a terrible mistake.
What have I done?
The name of the stream is currently Islands in the Sky. There's only one island in the sky, okay?
That
Mike?
you know of. Spoilers!
Who's got to rewrite my campaign?
Spoiler
Mike?
alert?
Spoilers! I'm sorry, God.
Come on, Mike.
Oh no.
Guys, I don't do this 3 nights a week.
He's a professional, everybody.
So speedruns, you can find me everywhere. Is that I'm playing as Wesley, the good boy paladin, who is just here to make sure all of his friends are okay, and also is afraid of dying.
And Tisla.
And
Perfect. And last but not least, I think the only person that's going to ensure that we actually do anything productive, Kenny, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
So my name is Kenny Hill. You can find me almost everywhere on the internet as Kenny Hill, KENIHILL. And I don't know how I became the mom of this situation, but I'm okay with it. As long as you put up with my shenanigans, I'll put up with yours.
You really have become the mom. And so, like, I don't know how it happened. Like, we were all useless to start, and then you just mommed us. And we were like, all right, well, I guess...
No, but in the most chaotic way, I have to say. It's not really been like a smooth ride. It's like trying to get all the kids in the minivan to go to the supermarket, you know?
Yeah, this
So
game...
she's like that.
it's,
She's like that mom you walk into like the back room and she's got like the newspaper clippings, conspiracy theories and stuff, and she's like, "Don't forget to do your homework."
Right, go
before
eat
the
your
aliens
dinner.
take you.
before the aliens take you. Before the aliens do it for you. Yeah, this is cats hurting cats. This is literal cats hurting cats.
I love it.
Awesome. So before we jump into things here, I'll remind you guys, you can interact with the show. Check that donation section down below for Nat 1s, Nat 20s, all kinds of fun stuff, to include NPCs and items that you can throw at us during this game. Also, we are a sponsored stream, and 2 of our sponsors are here. Kenny, who's our first sponsor?
So I'm also here on behalf of Dice of Rolling at diceofrolling.com. We make color-coded, optimized dice for 5th edition D&D, as well as made in America hardwood battle tokens, which became available just this summer. So head on over to Dice of Rolling, use the code UMG at checkout to get $1 off your order, and also support all of the campaigns here on Mike's channel.
Sweet. And our second sponsor, Jack, who is that?
Yeah, our second sponsor is Reliant Games, which just so happens to be the company that I own and just recently went full-time running. They are a group that creates original podcasts and also does podcasting services for different channels. And we are going to be sponsoring this show and producing Island in the Sky into a podcast that is going to be released, and it's going to be super dope, and people can listen to it in their cars and stuff. So it's going to be cool.
Sweet.
Can't wait. And I'll be on like iTunes and every other big platform like that.
Cool. Awesome. And with that, Jack, take us into the Island in the Sky.
All right. Island singular. All right. So last time, just a quick refresher. Our group gathered in the Kingdom of Magic in like the big plaza area in front of the palace, as they were told in their notes. They kind of came together. They had a big, long conversation trying to figure out what was going on when they were approached by a kobold named Mortimer, who had signed contracts signed by all of the party members, none of which remember signing these contracts. And they basically have signed up to be protection for his trade caravan that moves goods between the Kingdom of Magic and the Iron Nation, which the one way through is through the pass, which is a very narrow kind of canyon that cuts between the mountains that are normally, even like in the summer as it is now, there's snow and ice and things in this pass, so it's very treacherous. And so they were brought back to Mortimer's shop, where they were introduced to Gavin, who is the bit stern but overall not too terrible caravan driver. And then they met Felix, who is a bard, and who we learned is the son of a professor named Dr. Thomas, who went missing not too long ago. So Felix is on his way to the Iron Nation to prepare an expedition to find his father. And all this is great and dandy if they can get there. But right when we stopped last time, they were met by a group of bandits that came out of the snow up on the ridges around them. And we had a big bandit leader who called himself King Carvos. And he came up and basically declared that this was a robbery. And then he threw a severed head at our party just to make his point. And that is where we're going to pick up, except we're actually going to, before we continue there, we're going to run the clocks back a little bit, a few years back, in fact. And we're also going to lower the elevation a little bit, as we are going to go down below the surface of the island again. So we're going to see a scene of these dark caves where these dwarves move all about. They mine their iron, they mine these minerals. They do their trading. And here in the Dwarven Kingdom, only the elder dwarves are allowed to go beyond kind of the front gates of the kingdom, where they can do trading with the surface dwellers, as they're known. And the younger dwarves are forced to stay below that level at all times, where they mine, where they live, and where they go about their lives until they're old enough to become elders and then to go above here. But in this circumstance, we go to a scene of Tisla when she's a bit younger, and she has been summoned to the chamber of her father, which is the powerful leader of the Dwarven clans, whose name is Brunin Onyxfist. And so at this point, she has been summoned and kind of let through the doors into his big stone kind of throne room where he sits on his chair. And entering, she kind of takes her spot in front of her father's chair, does the kind of ceremonial bows and such as she was taught, as her father kind of looks sternly at her. And he kind of just gazes at her and says, "Tisla, I was told that you were inquiring as to if it would be possible for you to meet the surface dwellers. Is this true?"
Yeah. Please.
I see. And why would you want to do that?
Well, I want to know what they look like, and what they eat, and what is it the same air, and all of it. I want to know. Have you seen it?
I have. Tisla, what do you know of the surface?
Nothing.
Hmm. And that's how it should be. You are too young and too curious, and they would take advantage of you.
Well, I can take care of myself. I punch rocks.
You do. Let me tell you about surface dwellers. The surface dwellers are a very cunning bunch. You go to the surface, you meet them, they shake your hand, they make friends, they make you sign contracts, forge agreements and alliances. But then in the end, they do whatever is profitable to them, to themselves. And they will stab you in the back faster and harder than you'd ever expect. Now, down here, the clan would never do that. We're loyal, we're strong, and that is because we keep the influence of the surface out of our caves. But the people above us, Tizzle, they're monsters and are not to be trifled with.
I have a question.
Yes.
If they're so bad, why do we trade with them?
Because they have things that we need. That's where our food comes from. We can't grow crops below the earth. Sure, there's certain creatures we can catch for meats and such, but the best bounties of food and some of our luxuries come from the surface. And we have down here the minerals that they can't get without coming down here. But the reason we send the elders is they are older and wiser and know how to handle what they see up there. The surface can be a very enticing place, but also very dangerous.
Okay. What if I was older?
Well, when you're older, you'll be in my chair. And when
So
you're
I'll get to see the surface.
if you choose,
Okay.
but I want to caution you. When you go there, you're going to see things that you're going to wish you never saw. And you may not be quite as excited about the surface as you think you might be. The surface dwellers are harsh and deadly, and they are not afraid to feast upon their own kind if it is beneficial for themselves.
They eat them.
In a way, not in a literal sense, but in the idea of they take from each other, they steal from each other, they betray each other, they go to war with each other. They do not understand family like we do.
Wow. Okay. So to protect the people.
Exactly. To protect the clan, we keep these things around. We keep the young below where they can't be influenced in these ways, and we let only the wisest to the surface. But when you're a leader, you're going to be young still. And you're going to have to do this. And I'm just warning you now that someday when you see the surface, you're going to see something that is going to stick with you. And you're going to see betrayal for the first time.
That's really sad. I don't want that to happen.
Well, maybe it won't, but I'm afraid that it will. And at that, our scene kind of fades like it would in like a movie, like the memory kind of fading out. And we come back now to this scene in the canyon of the caravan members all down next to their caravan, and these bandits in these lines surrounding them, and the bandit leader standing there. The noon sun is slicing its way through the peaks of the icy mountains, bathing the snowy valley in a piercing glow. The bandits stand on either side of the road. They're clad in thick furs that have been dyed white to hide their presence. The leader stands upon a large rock, grinning wildly at all of you, enjoying your reaction to the gruesome warning that he just tossed your way a few moments ago. Behind him, his red cape billows through the frigid air like the blood of his recent victim. He raises his war hammer higher still into the cold mountain air and calls down with the authority of a god. Now that we have an understanding, you are to relinquish all of your goods to us immediately. Otherwise, you can join that poor fool in the afterlife. And before you even think of raising arms against us, just remember that no one has ever faced the exiled King Carvos in open battle and lived to tell the tale.
I look around at the gang and make eyes at everybody like,
Oh, okay. Bye, friends. I guess I'm gonna go with them now.
no, stop!
What?
I like, what?
He said to send all your goods. I'm good.
No, but we can't just give him everything.
Oh, I thought he just wanted me.
Why are your arms up? What is this? Is this a greeting?
No, this is surrendering.
Oh,
What
I don't
does that mean?
surrender.
Yeah, Mortimer kind of slides a step closer, guys. Guys, this is why I kind of hired you, right? For the contract, remember?
What's a surrender?
The thing
It's
we're
when-
not going to do.
It's
Oh.
when you give up.
Oh,
They killed paladins, all right?
I punch rocks.
that's true. She did say that.
So we have a job to do. We signed paperwork we didn't even know we were supposed to sign or did
Yeah.
sign.
Yeah. I remember I was shown that.
Right? Isn't that how it works?
I think
You
so.
know, as dwarves, when we make a contract, we hold true to that contract.
Yes, you're right. Okay.
Oh, wait, you're muted.
That's wondering why I couldn't hear Kenny.
Can you
Okay,
not-
guys, it's fine. I was having a mute moment, and I was so flabbergasted by this situation that no words could come out. I was so surprised by King Carvos, and I get that some of you, are intimidated by the situation. However, there's no guarantee that King Carvos would even let us live if we surrendered. And I believe he told us to lay down our arms. I can't take this thing off. Like, it's attached
That's
to my
true.
body. It is literally my arm, and it's not going anywhere. So
Oh yeah,
we're
my
just-
arms are on my body too.
Yeah, yes.
So
And we
okay.
should not give up our arms.
Yeah, I need those.
No.
me too.
That's
I
why I
can't,
keep
I
punching
can't punch
snacks.
things without my arms.
Is it just this one dude? Who's threatening us?
He's the one talking, but there's a line of bandits around him.
How many's a line?
You can see at least 8 others.
Okay. There are 4 of us,
Mhm.
and 8 of, and
Excuse
that
me,
means
we're here too.
you guys fight.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Oh.
that's less than 2
You should
people
say
per
this
person.
a lot quieter.
The whole time I'm just looking up at like these bandits and like wondering if they're gonna attack.
Yeah, I'm not even bothered. Like, I don't lower my voice. I'm not whispering. I'm if they think they can come in here and question my courage and my ability to do a job, like, they have another thing coming, because I may not want to be here, but I'm here now, and that means I am going to do this job to the best of my ability.
You'll see a couple of bandits just all kind of look at each other and kind of like giggle a little bit to themselves, just like, what is this?
I have a question about the environment.
Yes.
We're in like a canyon.
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of between two big mountains.
And there are people on these canyon walls.
Yeah, kind of along the ridges and such. Not. It's pretty much like a downhill slope to where you're at, so it kind of slopes up, and then the higher up you get, the steeper it gets. So where they're at, they can pretty much like just walk down towards you, kind of like.
Oh, I see. Okay. Question: can I roll based on? I know I've got some kind of knowledge on stonework or something for being a dwarf. I do. Stone cutting. A history check. Basically, I guess I'm interested in if I punched it, would it crumble, avalanche style?
Yeah, you could roll. I guess maybe that might almost be like a nature check, and I guess I'll give you advantage on a nature check since you're a dwarf who understands stone.
That's good because my nature's not very high.
Well, it's high enough. No, it would not crumble. It is very thick and packed together. It's not like loose snow. If it was the winter time, it would totally work. But in the summer, all that's left is pretty much like ice and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Are there loose like stones around, things that could be thrown and such?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. So, what? We just run for it?
I mean, we have goods to protect, good goods and human, and we should protect those goods and the good boys. And I mean, I look at Wes. Don't you want to avenge your friends? I assume you knew these people.
You know the head.
The head. Yeah.
Do I know the head?
Do you know the head?
Do I recognize the head?
Roll me a. Roll me a wisdom check, just a straight up wisdom roll.
21.
Oh, very nice. You do not recognize this head, which is interesting because you know everyone in that paladin group that came this way, and that's not one of them.
Is this head wearing like a paladin helmet, or are they trying to say it was a paladin?
No.
Okay.
You assume that because of the shield that you had found.
Okay.
And he did actually say something about a group of paladins that came through before throwing it. So yeah, He might be trying to mislead you. That's very possible.
How far away are they from us?
So there's a line of them that's 30 feet away. That those guys seem to be kind of reaching for swords and stuff, like they're probably getting ready to jump in if y'all don't make a decision soon. Then there's a line behind them. So with these like 8 guys, there's 4 of them, like 2 on each side that are kind of in the front, and then 30 feet back from them, so 60 feet, are 4 more guys who have some bows.
Okay.
And then the main leader is like straight ahead, like a little bit to the right, up on a rock, like 30 feet away in front.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, hearing the debate and understanding very little, but knowing that we have a job to do, Human dismounts from his new job as a courier and carriage driver, and he walks out in front of the horses, and he still has the surrender hands up, and he smiles at everybody. He says, "Hey, everyone up there, excuse me.
Yes?
You have to go. We have a job to do."
Not anymore, you don't.
Okay, woo! And he puts his hands down, and I cast Gust of Wind.
Oh, sweet.
So for 60 feet, everyone in a 60-foot line needs to make a save or get knocked the fuck over.
Oh, cool.
Tactical stuff!
What's the save
cast
we're
a little
doing?
faith on while he's doing that.
Oh, shit.
Killer. I can't really do anything but punch people, so I guess that's what I'll do.
Okay, so what is the save that they have to make?
So each creature that starts their turn in the line must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 15 feet away from me. So basically, they have to get pushed 15 feet back, and the DC is a 14.
Okay,
So
so we're going to start with the
14
bandit
strength.
leader then. Well, he not 20.
Oh boy!
Well, he looked. Not only does he not move, but the wind hits him, and his cape like billows like really cool in the wind, and it
Oh.
looks great.
Oh man, that was neat.
All right, and then since you're kind of like in the front pushing it, it wouldn't get the guys like on the side because it goes out from you.
Yeah,
but
it goes straight line from me, 60 feet up the canyon.
Yeah, so it's gonna catch like the kind of front guys, but not so much the guys like on the flanks. So
Sure.
there's gonna be 4 of them caught in this. So I'm gonna do 4 saves and we'll see what happens to them.
Ooh.
Here we go. So this is gonna be the first frontline guy. It was a 14 or a 15?
14.
Okay, so first one succeeds. This is the other frontliner. Wow, right on the money. First back line. Okay. Last one. Okay, there we go. One dude just gets knocked on his butt and flies 15 feet, like, into the freaking snow.
Sweet. And they get the joy of making that at the start of every one of their turns. They exist in this cone, or this line of whoosh.
Nice.
Because
Just
it
whooshed them.
yeah, it is a concentration spell.
Okay, and then Wes casts his Shield of Faith. I'm assuming that's on yourself.
On human.
On human, okay. Cool.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, so +2 to AC for the duration, which is up to 10 minutes, but is it concentration?
It's concentration, yeah.
Yeah.
10
Okay. Cool. So got to remember that. And with that, here come the magic words. Let's roll initiative, and have already rolled the enemies because that's a lot of initiatives.
Yeah.
I have a big old initiative board.
7.
Okay, humans a 7.
8.
Oh, he has a 21.
Oh, sorry,
Wesley, it's an 8. And it was a 19. Nice. Not a single one of those numbers conflicted with the rolls I did earlier. That worked out.
Sweet.
No contest required. Okay, I got a fancy little initiative board I'm kind of using to track this because there's a lot of things on it. 19 goes here, and then 21. Okay, cool. Let's move on this. Alrighty, so let me give you our initiative order. This is actually a really interesting order right here. We have Carvos is going first because he rolled a nat 20, which is a 23 for him. Then we have Alethea. Then we have Mortimer, Tisla, then Felix, then Wesley, then Human, then Gavin, and then all the exiles go last. So very interesting order here. So yeah, you blast this wind, and Carvos is like cloak just like billows real cool behind him and all, and he looks like a badass. And it's like, I see. If that's how it's going to be, then well, I guess that's how it's going to be. And he prepares his hammer, and he's gonna walk right up at Human since Human's in the front,
Oh,
and is coming at you with his warhammer.
rude.
All right, here we go. So here is his first warhammer swing, a 19 to hit.
Tie goes to the attacker.
Dang, you have 19 AC. Oh yeah, you have your Shield of Faith.
Yeah.
That is 12 bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
And then second swing is gonna miss. Alrighty, yeah. So he just comes in and just swings these hammers twice, like catches you real good, like on your big shoulder, and you're able to kind of duck his second swing. He goes, "You're going to regret this." And I'm assuming your wind is concentration too, right?
It's concentration, and they move at half speed as well.
Okay, they do move at half speed.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, with that, he wouldn't have been a reach of this turn.
Oh,
so
get wrecked.
never mind. Yeah, so you get your health back.
Yeah.
He's halfway to
Dang.
you, though. Because, yeah, he was 30 feet away.
Nice.
Cool, yeah, so he's actually halfway, and if he was there, you would have gotten hurt.
I would have. I'm glad. I read the rest of my spell.
Yeah, I'm glad you read that. Cool. Okay, well, in that case, yeah, so I'm actually going to mark my guys that are in the gust of wind, so I'm going to put he's in there, and then these guys are, and these guys are. And I have marked which one got thrown back 15 feet also.
Yeah, and basically, so you rolled early, so at the start of their second turns, if I'm still up, they had to roll again. It's at the start of everyone's turns, but you already rolled, so.
Yeah, so that would have been round 1. So
Yeah.
on round 2, they're going to have to do it again.
Yep.
Cool deal. All right, so now it is our very paranoid rogue who is up next.
Yeah, so I see this King
Mhm.
Carvos. Like, what kind of name is that? To our good boy Human, and that seems bad because Human, as good as he is, also seems kind of squishy. So I have these like kind of little, I don't want to call them bombs, but like technically they're kind of like bombs, like how do you say that word? Prestidigitation bombs.
Uh-huh.
So I would like to kind of light and toss one into Human's gust. That is see that he has gusted some wind, so I can like create just a little smoke effect at King Carvos just to maybe block their field of view. And yeah. And
Okay.
then,
So
yeah.
I will warn you, since I did just read. The gust disperses gas and vapor and extinguishes candles, torches, and similarly unprotected flames in the area.
Okay, never mind. That's not gonna work. So I'm just gonna like.
That did sound super dope, though.
Yeah, that does sound dope.
Very cool in theory. So that thought goes through my mind. And like, oh, that's probably not gonna work, even though it'd be super cool. So I decide instead to take cover behind the wagon and pew, right at Carvos.
Alrighty.
With my little finger gun of awesomeness.
Take a shot.
I think I just do this.
And as a 14 to hit, that is gonna just miss as you like take this shot, and it hits like one of his armor plates and kind of deflects off of the metal on his plate.
That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, I'm in cover.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Next up is going to be Mortimer. He's going to see all these guys on the ridge and see like the 4 that are drawing their bows again. Or I guess 3 because one of them got knocked on his butt. So he's going to see these guys drawing their bows, and he's going to reach onto his belt and pull out this little gun-looking thing that you can see for anyone close enough. There's like some magic runes and such on it. And he's going to go, all right, let's see if this thing works. And he's going to point it and take a shot at one of the archers up on this ridge. He shoots his magic ice gun. Oh, and I accidentally rolled that to GM, but he rolled a 13, and that is going to hit. So this should be where y'all can see it. So he's going to do... Yeah, so I rolled that in GM, but I fixed it now. So he shot, hit, and dealt 4 piercing damage to one of the archers as basically he shoots this little gun, and it kind of winds up for a minute. And you hear it kind of like whistle, and a like dart of ice shoots out of it and catches this dude like right in the chest and does some damage to him. And he kind of blows on the tip like, and it's like if it's like cold, you can see your breath. It's like the little cloud comes off the tip of the gun. Yeah, cool. All right, and then after Mortimer's turn, it is going to be Tisla.
This ridge, does it look like I could quickly run up it?
Yes.
Does it look like I could potentially be in line to... Okay, you said there were 8 people. There's like a line behind him, and then there are people up on the ridge.
Yeah, so there's 4 guys that are basically 30 feet away from y'all, kind of along the sides, coming towards you. Like at this point, you can see them coming in with like swords. And then behind them, 30 feet further back, is the line of archers.
I see, okay. I'm going to aim for the archers. That's where I want to get to the archers. My goal, yeah. I don't know how you said it was a little over 30, so I might not be able... Oh, 35.
Okay. Yeah, they're about 60 feet, though.
Okay. Well, I would like to use a key point and do Step of Wind. Oh, no. As a bonus action, so I can just do it. So I'm going to spend my whole turn and move 70 feet.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, dash the whole way, just like bolt.
Sweet. I feel like you like catch some of the human's wind and just like surf through it monk style.
I like up the rocks. Nice, very cool. Yes, as long as I'm there for next round. Cool.
Yep, and you are like square with one of the archer guys like up on the cliff, and he kind of like gulps a little bit and starts like fumbling for his sword instead of his bow.
Cool.
Cool. And then next is going to be our buddy Felix. He sees this fight kind of going on, and he's going to kind of duck next to Alethea. And then let's see what he's got real quick. Yeah, so he's going to kind of duck here from now. And he's going to look over at Wes and to say, don't worry, buddy, you got this. You can do it. And you were going to get a Bardic Inspiration die, which for him is that is the wrong character sheet. I got a lot of sheets up right now. It is a D6. So you have a D6 Bardic Inspiration.
Okay. Does that go on attack rolls or damage?
Attack rolls. Yeah, he's no fancy college. So just the standard straight up on attack rolls. You're gonna play it.
I just thought of human as something, and it made me smile and super happy because I remembered I'm wearing a laurel. You ever see the Muppets Christmas Carol?
Yes.
Yes.
And it's the "Come in and know me better, man." It's human. He's like too big to fit in the house.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
Well, what did you say? Come in and know me better, man.
Don't spoil the end of the campaign. He's gonna become that guy.
Goals.
Great. And with that interesting note, the newly inspired Wes is up next.
Cool. I imagine I was probably like the furthest away because I was picking up that shield and remaining surrendery until the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
So I grab my javelin out of the back of the cart and I'm gonna run forward up to like next to human.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try and lob my javelin at one of these guys who are running forward towards him.
All right, you can go and lob that javelin.
I guess we're doing this.
There you go. That is a hit.
All right, and 5 piercing damage.
Sweet. Do you want to hit one of the guys caught in the wind or one of the guys not caught in the wind?
Are they all coming towards human pretty much?
Well, they're all converging on the caravan at kind of different angles. The 2 guys caught in the wind would be probably closer to human, but they're still 30 feet away, and the wind does cut their speed in half.
I'll aim for one of the ones not caught in the wind.
Okay, so it's gonna be 5 damage to one of them. So yeah, you throw this javelin and kind of catch this dude in the side. He grunts in pain and throws the javelin down to the ground. Cool.
Sweet.
And now it is Good Boy Human's turn.
Oh man, I get to do something.
Yeah, you are currently engaged with Bandit Leader himself.
All right.
Silly man Carvos.
Well, he's 15 feet away, right?
Yeah, he's 15 feet. Oh, that's right. He's 15 feet away because, yeah, you wind.
Cool. Yeah, so he begins to pull out his staff because you got to put it away when you're being the caravan leader, and he begins to happily walk towards this guy, and the wind just goes with him because it's centered on himself, or it's coming from him. He's like, and he walks up, and you just see like vines are wrapping around the staff as it like thickens up. He says, "You're not a very nice person," and he bops him on the head.
All right, go ahead and bop him on the head.
Whoop.
17 is a hit.
Be nicer. Whoop.
You bob him on the head for 8 damage.
8 damage.
All right. Okay, yeah, and you bop him on the head. He just kind of like you kind of give him a good whack, and he kind of growls in pain and just like spits a little blood into the snow.
Ooh, yuck.
And it's kind of like pissed. All right, and it is now
got him.
Everyone's best friend Gavin's turn. He is gonna run up. Actually, the guy that Wes hit with the javelin, he's gonna kind of see that dude get hit, and he's gonna charge him. And he's gonna draw out his longsword and like a little shield. He pulls it out the caravan and goes running at this guy. I'm sorry, it's a short sword, and he is going to take a swing at this dude, and that is gonna miss because Gavin sucks, I guess. He swings, and the exile or the bandit parries the shot. Okay, and now it is going to be the bad guy's turn. So here we go. We got a nice little series of things going on here. The guy that Wes hit is engaged against Gavin, so it's going to take a shot at him. Let's knock that out the way now. Here we go. That is a 20 to hit, so that is going to hit him. So Gavin's going to hit it for only 3 slashing damage. No big deal. He just kind of gets nicked a little bit. The next guy, which I do need to mark him real quick. This guy's fighting Gavin. Okay. The next guy the 2 guys up in the wind are just going to move 15 feet closer to the caravan. So they're now 15 feet away from the fight. If they don't get blown away on their next turn, then they'll be able to reach it next turn.
So they have to roll this turn.
This is their first turns in the combat. We're still in round 1.
Oh shit, we're still in round 1. Okay.
Yeah, because Carvos went first. They're going.
Yeah.
I
got
we got a lot of stuff in it.
Yeah, I forget you got a lot of guys.
We do. So yeah, they're 15 feet away. Next turn, we have to roll for it. The other guy is going to run down, and he's going to meet Wes. So this guy kind of comes in, seeing you throw this javelin and seeing your armor and seeing you as a threat. So he's going to come in and take a swipe at you with a 15.
Does not hit.
Nice. Yeah, so you swing your sword and ping, just parry that shot. Very cool. The one guy who got thrown on his butt 15 feet away spends his turn getting up, wiping himself off of the snow, and pushing back up to his original spot. Maybe getting blown away next turn. We'll find out. The other archer in the wind is going to have time to shoot. So since he's kind of towards the front and caught in Human's wind, he is going to take a shot at Human to see if he can stop this. So he's going to pull out a light crossbow and take a shot at Human with a 15.
A 15 misses.
Tight. Yeah, he shoots, and it probably would have been a hit, except it hits your wind and just goes completely sideways and flies away.
I like it.
Sweet. This wind is badass. And then we have two other archers. So one of them is going to take a shot. Oh, no, one of them is actually face-to-face with Tisla. So that one is going to instead pull out his sword and swing at her. With a 20 to hit, I'm assuming that probably hits. For 5 slashing.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. So yeah, he kind of cuts you a little bit. And then the other one, let's see, he is going to take a shot. He's going to shoot at Mortimer, who's got his little ice gun. 14 on him, I think, hits. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's going to hit. So he hits Mortimer for 7 damage. Okay. And that is all of our little bandit buddies' turns and initiative. So we go back to the top with Carvos, who is going to have to save against the wind that he is caught in. And that is a fail. So he gets pushed back 15 feet away from Human. Since it's forced movement, you would not get an attack of opportunity, but he gets like shoved away and doesn't have time to like fight you this turn.
Yep.
So that's really nice. So he kind of just growls in pain and says, "You stupid little piece of whatever you are, I'm gonna smack you."
I'm
real
human.
stuff. You don't look human to me.
Oh, that's what everyone says.
All right, so that's his turn wasted, and then we are back to our rogue.
Yeah, so Gavin, no. Felix. Felix is next to me.
Yes.
Okay, so does he have the eye? He doesn't seem to have the ire of anybody at the moment, so he's probably fine. I have a vested interest in trying to semi keep him alive at this point, but I'm going to take another crack shot at King Carvos and with my finger gun.
Do it.
From my still very safe position behind the wagon.
Yeah, you're gonna shoot him in the finger. Got it.
Yep.
All right, that is a 22. That is definitely a hit.
Pew 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 pew. Did I just click this? No. Did I just do the?
Click where it says finger gun on the chat box.
Oh.
There you go. 8 piercing damage. Very cool. Yeah, you take a shot and you catch him with this little finger gun, and he looks really pissed now. He's just getting pushed back by this wind, and like shooting at him, and he's not cool with this. Woo. Okay. Anything else on your turn?
I am curious. Can I see Tisla from here?
Yeah, you'd be able to see her like up on the ridge. She's about 60 feet from you.
Okay, that might be important for later. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Totally. And it is Mortimer's turn. Mortimer is actually going to kind of move up where Alethea and Felix are hiding, or taking cover, I guess I should say, not really hiding. And he's going to kind of look at you and say, "Okay, you look like you can handle this, so you might need this." And he reaches into the caravan and pulls out something and hands it to you that's kind of wrapped up. And you can quickly kind of unwrap it, and you see that it is a dagger and a scabbard. But this is a very fancy dagger. For games terms, it is a +1 dagger. Going to our rogue, and this is made from the pommel and broken blade of a longsword. You can tell, but it has rats worked into the guard. and an odd carving under the pommel, and a kind of Nordic knot in the pommel itself. So you can tell this was once like some very fancy longsword that broke and then was like recarved into like a magical dagger.
Cool.
So you have a dagger +1 that looks really tight. Yes.
That's dope.
Yeah, and that was actually one of our donations from an audience member who decided to participate. So
Thanks,
thank you for
audience.
that.
Oh, yeah.
You rock.
Ken, you look so skeptical. What's happening right now?
I mean, I don't want to be near enemies.
Well, that's in case.
Dagger
Those are
+1. Great.
I mean, you can throw a dagger technically, but
Yeah, I
that's fancy to
know,
throw.
I feel like it'd be rude to throw a gift, at someone.
Not if it finishes the boss.
Well, if you remember the dream, we accidentally got very close to enemies. So,
That's a good.
just
That's
in
a good
case.
point.
Thank you. Gavin, who's giving this to me? Gavin?
Mortimer.
Mortimer in game. Little kobold friend. Thank you, little kobold friend.
Sure thing. I mean, you did let me in the huddle after all. And then he's gonna pull out his little ice gun and he's gonna take a shot on the ridge. The same guy he shot at last time,
Huddles bond to everybody.
which is actually the same guy that Tisla is up against.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so he's gonna take a shot at your dude again. And that is a hit. Man, he's I was gonna say on fire, but he's shooting ice.
You're on fire tonight.
All right, and so he shoots this dude again, and this dude's bleeding from like these 2 shots, and it's looking pretty rough right in front of Tisla, and it is her turn.
I want to reach out and grab him by the scruff. And is there a way to toss him down the embankment?
Yeah, you have to
Like
succeed.
rolls like a bowling ball.
Yeah, you can succeed a grapple check on him, and then like for forcing movement, you can just like chuck him down the snowbank. We can go with that.
The strength, or are you on athletics?
Let's do for grappling. I think it's athletics versus his either athletics or acrobatics.
Oh, well, at least I got
So,
an 11.
He's gonna beat an 11. He's gonna use
It's not very
his,
much, actually.
acrobatics. And he is gonna succeed. So you got to grab him, and he kind of slips out of your grasp.
Okay, cool. I can move, but I don't wanna.
Yeah. So, unless you have any bonus actions you want to use.
Actually, I do have a bonus action. But I gotta spend a key point on it. Well, this seems like a reasonable reason to do that. So, I'm just gonna take a bonus action. Actually, I'm just gonna do flurry of blows. That way, I get 2 attacks on him as well. So he may dodge me, but I want to like punch him in the back.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
So she'll make 2 unarmed attacks on him.
The 12. Actually, both of us hit.
Yes, they do.
And how do you finish this dude off?
I like punch him once, and the second time I punch him, you hear his spine like crack, and he just
Yep.
like drops and rolls down the hill.
Sweet. Yeah. Now you got him down the hill.
yeah, it's close enough.
Yep. All right. So one of the archers up on the ridge is down. Cool deal. That is 1 down. All right. And with that, we are going to go to Felix, who's kind of chilling back here. For the moment, he's just going to kind of hang out because he doesn't want to use like all of his bardic inspirations and stuff. So he's going to kind of hold out. He's got some spells and stuff. He's kind of saving for if they become necessary.
Come on, Felix. Help out.
I mean, you're supposed to be protecting the guy.
Yeah. And he
Yeah.
should be carrying his weight.
Yeah, let's put the guy you're supposed to protect in the front line. Let's do this.
I don't want him to go in the front line. I'm just saying.
I believe he is
Are-
carrying his weight in gold.
Vicious mockery or something, right?
He's got some stuff like that, but he's saving all of his stuff for fun things. Don't worry. I got good stuff on him, I promise.
Okay, sure.
He's got his uses.
Whatever.
Go get hurt and you can see what he can do. He's like a support bard. Okay. So yeah, he's just kind of hanging out for the moment. He is going to prepare an action. He's gonna kind of have his rapier drawn, and if anybody comes up to like him or Alethea where they're in cover, he's gonna like spring out and stick him with his rapier. So he has an action ready. And then Gavin is gonna go. Gavin is face to face with one of these bandits. He's gonna take another swing at that guy. And hit. All right, and that is 9. So Gavin actually finishes this guy off. So this guy kind of cuts him a little bit, and he kind of just shrugs it off and goes, "Is that the best you've got?" And then he just does a big wide cut and just like cuts him like straight across his gut and kills him, and finishes off that bandit. Yeah. Okay.
Good work, Gavin.
Wes.
Good job protecting yourself.
How many?
I like that Wes just doesn't want to fight at all, so he's just cheerleading. You got
Go!
it! You guys are the best!
Go.
Got it.
I mean, did you throw that javelin?
Who's within melee range of me right now?
Nobody right now, because all the dudes that were trying to get into melee either got caught in wind or got intercepted by people.
Someone swung at me last turn, didn't they?
Oh no, that's right. There is one guy that came down at you. You're right. My bad. I didn't mark that. Yeah, there is one guy that is up on you.
Then I am going to swing at him. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me.
14 hits.
Sweet. For 9 slashing damage.
All right, you cut this guy real good. He is not looking hot. He's bleeding bad.
I'm sorry.
I just picture like a full eyes closed.
I'm sorry.
You can yield at any time.
All right, good boy. It's your turn.
He's gonna wallop that guy again.
All right, yeah, you're gonna move up 15 feet and wallop him.
Oh no, I'm on the unless
Oh,
he's
he
dead.
got pushed back 15 feet.
Oh, that's right, he did. Where
Yeah,
is Wes and the guy that he's fighting?
He would be about at this point like 15 feet back behind you.
Oh, he's behind me. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna continue walking forward. I'm gonna walk forward up to this other guy
All right.
and whop him on the head. The bandit captain, King whatever the hell his name is.
That's his name. How's your name?
King whatever the hell. 15?
15 matches. That's a hit.
Whoop. Be nice. 5 more damage.
Would you stop that?
No.
Alrighty. And now our bandit's turn. Here comes a bunch of saves from the wind. Okay, so this is going to be the guy that just recovered from getting blown over first. He's going to try to save. And he's going to fail again, so he goes for it a second time.
15 feet. Second.
Yep. The next archer. So that guy's back again. The other archer up there is going to try to save. And he fails, so both of the archers in the front are thrown down, and then Tizzle took out another one. The first melee guy who's caught in the wind, who's 15 feet away, is going to try to save. He does. So he's going to move up the last 15 feet up to where Human is. And is going to take a swing at Human, because this guy's attacking his boss.
Okay. Miss.
That's a 17.
Miss.
Wow. Oh, that's right. You're 18 with your Shield of Faith.
19. 19 with Shield
19?
of Faith.
Jesus Christ. Okay. That's a lot. Yep.
I'm
Yeah, so I
impervious
feel
to
like-
damage. Whoop.
Yeah, his swings and like the sword like kind of hits you, but it like ricochets off this like this magical barrier that's around you. It looks tight, like Star Wars. And then the other guy who's in melee is going to resist the wind. 14 matches, so he's good. He is going to move down, and let's see who's causing trouble. He's going to go attack Gavin because Gavin's up in that front line, just took out one of his buddies.
Ooh.
And that is another hit on him. These guys don't hurt a whole lot, though. Wow, no kidding. And so Gavin gets kind of nicked a second time, whatever. So this guy's engaged with him. And getting to Gavin, that does take him out of the gust range. Since that's like kind of back behind, like in the other fight.
Yep.
All right, and then there is one archer left who's going to take a shot. Let's see. Yeah, Lethe and Felix are like in cover from him, so he can't shoot them at all for the moment. He is going to shoot at. Let's take a shot at Wes. Because why not? He doesn't like getting shot at. That's only a 9. So yeah, Wes, you're like fighting, like kind of swinging your sword blindly, and a crossbow bolt just like whizzes over your head.
I like just barely put up my shield in time to stop this arrow, and I think about the guy who got an arrow straight through his shield, and I'm like,
Jeez, man, these guys cannot touch you guys. This is crazy.
Ha!
Someday y'all will take some
We
damage.
may not be smart, but we are penetrable.
We got obliterated in the dream sequence, so it's about time we started doing better.
Yeah, we needed a little moment to show our stuff.
Yeah.
That is fair. That is very, very fair. Y'all did get obliterated in the dream sequence.
We died
Alright.
like 9 times.
Speaking of obliterated, here we go. He's gonna Carvos is up next. He's gonna try to save against the wind. Oh my god, he can't save against the wind. He has such a good. It's got like a +7.
Yeah.
So he gets pushed back another 15 feet and just like roars and is super pissed off.
I love how gust of wind is great in very specific
I was
instances.
gonna say, I imagine his face is like, like
This is an amazing spell in hallways, and that's it. Like,
or in really narrow valleys when you got this one dude who you're just like, screw you.
yeah,
or when poison lets out in a room. I've used it that way before too.
that's true.
Yeah, that's really
Clear
good.
room. Yep.
That'd be really good. Yep. Lesson learned: give bandit dude throwing axes next time. Oh well, live and learn. All right, Alethea.
Speaking of throwing things, I want to throw something, and bombs apparently don't work against the gust of wind situation. So I would like to pop back out from cover behind human and like use this gust of wind to like throw this sweet new dagger I just got, the dagger of the broken blade, at Carvos. I don't really know how this weapon works, and I haven't added it to the roll 20, so
It's cool. It's +1 on the attack roll and +1 on damage if it hits, and it's magic.
So would I just roll like my main dagger, and then we can? Yeah,
that'd be good. We'll just add 1.
Yeah. Okay.
That is totally a hit. So it'll be +1 on the damage also.
And it's just like you can hear it, like because it's in the jet stream of the wind, so it's cool. It's like this high pitched, like crystal glass kind of whistle that happens, like because it's cutting. It's a broken blade, right? So it's like hitting some part of the pieces just beautifully, and then I hit this thing to roll damage, and
That's
it's
5.
great.
Sweet. Yeah, you just chuck this thing, and like this broken sword hilt just like gets like caught in his shoulder, and he just like howls like in pain and rage.
Like
and he's like, and he grabs it, just like rips it out, and chucks it into the snow. You're like, you're gonna pay for that. As soon as he can get to you. Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's it. I'm happy.
Sweet. All right, Mortimer and his little ice gun. Here we go again. And take a shot at the other archer who is not in the wind gusts. And misses time. Yeah, so he shoots and the guy kind of like just ducks behind like a little rock or something like that, and the ice shatters on it. And Tisla, you are up on the ridge. So the other archer who's not caught in the wind is across on the other ridge. The only other guy in like the archer level of this ridge that you're on is the dude who's getting blown over by the wind right now.
So I guess how far to the nearest person is really my question.
You can get to him this turn. It'd be like maybe like 15 feet or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's the one.
All right.
I'll make the cross and do the toss. So I'd like to try to grapple again.
All right, let's do the grapple game. All right, so you do athletics, and he's going to contest with acrobatics. Wow.
Not
really
again!
good. Yeah.
Make my grass again.
Cool, you just grab him and you want to just like chuck him down the
Yeah,
hill?
I just want to like toss him down the hill, just let him roll and take fall damage at whatever rate that is.
Okay, so are you trying to get him like all the way down to like the caravan, like chuck him like really hard, or just like roll him like a little bit?
I would love to put him, I would like to make him a bowling ball for other people, if at all possible, but I don't know what like the lineup is like in my mind's eye, you know what I mean? So
there is the guy that's down there actually got to let's see. Trying to make sure I remember right. Yeah, there is one guy down there who you could totally bowling ball with him if you get good.
Okay.
I'll let you do a straight up just strength roll.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Here we go.
Okay, that is actually really good. And he's gonna do a dex save against it and fail utterly. Yeah, so we'll say for damage, we'll say the guy who you roll all the way down the hill, he's gonna roll all the way to the bottom. So he is gonna take 3d4 damage. I'm gonna say.
Oh, do I get to roll that?
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll 3d4 for him.
No, that's unfortunate. Well, I managed to do the thing, so you know what? We won't question the fate.
The snow is soft. The
Snake.
snow is soft.
Snake.
And then the other guy is going to take 1d4, so you can roll that, and then he's going to be knocked prone. And actually, both of these guys are prone.
Hey, there we go.
There you go. Wow, okay. That dude took more. I see this gets taken out at the knees and like hits a rock on the way down. So both these guys tumble down to the bottom and are just knocked prone.
Yeah! I scream out really loud. I don't know who the next one is, but I'm coming for you.
Yeah, so you scream like that, and then your voice like comes back to you multiple times, and for the first time you hear an echo. Like a really good echo.
Show yourself!
Never heard an echo in a cave before?
There's kind of echoes in caves, but they have like the little like dwarf caves and like the mountain echo of like, you know, like in a cave it's kind of echoey, but in a mountain it can take like a couple seconds to come back.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that, hello! Hello!
Yeah. I yell at myself for a while.
Yep. That's how to hear her yell at.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so those guys got wrecked really good. It is Felix's turn again. He's just gonna keep readying his action because you guys aren't getting hurt or anything, and these y'all's rolls are on fire, and their rolls are not. So yeah, okay. Yeah, so he's just gonna have his action ready. Trying to check something real quick. Okay, so Wes, you're up next. You are engaged with a dude who's looking really bad.
I just have my sword looking down at him, and I'm going to yell, "Do you yield?"
He doesn't say anything. He just looks like he wants to kill you.
Aww.
18, 5 damage.
Oh, I'm so in love with your character.
Oh, no, that's awful. So how does Wes get his first kill?
Looking down at him and seeing just like this anger, this fierceness in his eyes that's not willing to yield. He just takes his sword back with one long swing and strikes him down with a slice that crosses his entire torso. And the blade pierces, and as he falls, his Wes's sword just sort of sticks in the ground, and he's almost dragging it for a second as he stares down at what he's done.
Perfect. And as you do that, our metaphorical screen kind of fades to white again. And we're going to cut away to a few years ago. Not actually, it's probably about a year. So we see Wes, and Wes is in like the barracks for the paladins. You just kind of got through all your tests. You're becoming a paladin. So at this point, you are being measured for your armor and like for your, you know, your suit that you're going to be wearing going into the battles that you end up not going to, basically. And at this point, you're being measured by this little tailor, right? And he's a very odd fellow. He's this short little gnome who kind of wears like these heavy cloaks and robes. And he's famous for two things. Number one, he's famous for being very precise in his work, which is why he is hired by the paladins. But he's also famous because the way he's precise is he uses his own very long beard to do the measurements. Like he wraps it around you and knows how far around your waist is, things like that. So at this point, he's kind of measuring, you know, getting the idea of like your armor measurements and stuff. And he's just kind of talking to you, you know, back about a year goes, "Oh, so new paladin, eh? You must be so excited."
Yeah, I mean, serving the goddess has been what I've wanted to do for my whole life.
Yes, serving the goddess. And not to mention being a paladin, you know, a real killer job to have.
Yeah. I mean, I want to be able to protect people. And this is the best way to do it that I know.
Yes, the real duty to die for.
I don't know if I'm ready for that, but
Oh,
I know that I don't want others to have to suffer.
I see. Well, you sure you're ready for this, son?
No, I'm not. But I know I have to try.
And he kind of stops maybe for a minute and kind of takes a step back and looks at you. And he kind of just studies you for a minute, and you might even notice, he's supposed to be like a gnome. That's what you were told. But whenever he kind of looks at you through his robe, you notice his skin actually looks like a little bit green and a little bit slimy. And he kind of just studies you for a minute and says, "You're not like the others I see in here. You sure this is something you want?"
I'm not like the others because I've seen what this can do to people. I've seen the loss that it can bring and the pain that you have to bring others. I know that already. You may remember my brother, Riken, come through your training before.
Riken. I do remember Riken. I do. So you're Riken's little brother.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He was brave. He was braver than I ever have been or ever could be.
He was. And he also loved his brother. He talked a lot about you in this very room.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a bit sad that you're here. He didn't really want this life for you.
I know that.
He
But I
thought you'd
know
be a
that-
scholar.
I know. But he never got to finish his job. He never got to fulfill his mission to the goddess, and that's not something that I could let go by.
And what mission is that?
He swore his life for the goddess. He swore his life to his mission.
To complete a mission that never ends. You realize this.
I know. But still, his life was taken too soon. He died for a cause that he believed in, and while I don't want to do the same, I know if I'm going to be the man that the goddess wants me to be, that I have to try. I have to find what it was that he thought was worth dying for.
Well, then, in that case, there's only one thing to do.
What's that?
Make sure your damn armor fits. And with that, we cut back to our white fade out scene and then back to Wes later in his life, where he has just taken his first life as this man who he has sliced just kind of looks at him, and the life just fades from his eyes and he falls into the snow in a bloody heap. Okay.
With you.
And on that very heavy note, human.
I'm not that heavy. He's gonna bop that guy in the head again. Because
No.
that's what he does. Yeah, he's gonna look around in front of him. I assume he sees Tisla doing whatever it is she's doing back there. How many more just yelling at the sky?
I'm just like, come out!
How many other dudes are there?
There are two of the archers that got well, actually, one of those guys just got thrown down the hill. The other archer is so there is so an archer got thrown down the hill. There is the other guy that got knocked down the hill who had like his sword drawn from that line. There is one other archer on the other side of the valley from where Tisla is. There is the guy fighting Gavin, and there is yes, and then there's one other. Let's see. Okay, let's make sure I got all this right. There's the melee guy that's prone. There's the guy fighting Gavin. There is the archer that's prone. Yeah, and then there's two other archers that were on the other side that got blown down by the wind.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna wallop this guy.
Alrighty, wallop him.
King K. Rool. Kapow! Oh no, that's not.
The joke cost you a hit.
The joke cost me a hit.
Yeah, you come and like swing, and he kind of like catches your staff, and it says, "I'm gonna get you this time, whatever you are."
Human.
Alright, and Gavin is gonna go. Gavin is still locked in with his dude, so he's gonna take a swing and suck and not hit. So they're kind of like parrying blows back and forth between each other in cool NPC sword fight. And now it is going to be our exiles. The two guys that got knocked down from prone. All these guys got a win save. So the two guys that got knocked down from prone are about to try and save. Here's the first one. That is the wrong stat. This is them. First one is a success. Second one is a fail. So one of them gets like thrown back up the hill a little bit. The other one is okay. So he is going to come down to where Human is fighting his boss and be like, "Finally got to you, you little windbag!" And he's gonna swing at you. And natural 20 on you. Okay, here we go. So that is going to be 7 slashing damage, and you're going to need to make a concentration check. And you succeed. So it's still windy. Okay, just cool. So that's those two guys. The archer who's still up on the ridge is going to try to fight through the wind and fail and get knocked back again. Bye, dude. Let's see, and then the other archer who's prone is going to try and fight the wind. He succeeds, so he's able to get up and take a shot. He sees Wesley kill his buddy and is going to take a shot at him. 14 to hit on Wes.
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. So another crossbow whizzes past your ear. Then the dude fighting Gavin is gonna go and not hit. Okay, so that is their lackluster turn. At least we got one hit on Human, and now it is Carvos' turn, who should be able to save against this wind one of these days. Today is that day. All right, Human, he's coming for you now. That's not gonna hit. That's gonna hit. Wow, that is a really crappy roll. That's a minimum roll of 3 damage.
Perfect. That's what I like to see.
Concentration.
Chapow! Success.
Success. Cool. So it is still windy in the city. Except we're not in the city.
I just feel like they're like pounding in your back. You're like, just stop it.
Yeah.
You're like,
I like it's just him. And it's just a gust of wind.
just hot going hot air.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Nope, not today.
Now you do sound like the guy from Muppet Christmas Carol. I can't unhear that.
No.
Feel the wind and know me better, man. Okay. Olivia, it's your turn. Save us from this humor.
I am very concerned that Human is getting picked on, and that's a problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and finger gun at I'd really like to take Carvos out.
Go for it.
So I guess I'm gonna keep Aiming for Carvos.
Yeah, you can definitely shoot at me. I'll just let you know he's still looking pretty gung ho and tough. He's got some cuts and stuff on him, but he's still fighting.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting some boops and some bops on him, but
Yeah, nothing crazy.
Those boops and pops.
Boops and bops, but no bams yet. All right, that's a hit though. And that's another 8. I mean, that goes away. Yeah, and you shoot him again. And he goes, someone get that damn person.
Best order ever.
Yeah, he's a real leader. Get that Colonel Mustard. All right, it is Mortimer with his little ice gun. He is going to take a shot at the guy that Gavin is fighting, kind of help out his buddy a little bit. He spins around, takes a shot, and misses. So, alrighty. And we are back to Tisla, who is on top of a hill about, you're about 60 feet away from the fight again, because you kicked both of your dudes on your side down the hill.
Sorry,
one of them got knocked back 15, so you are 45 feet away from one of them.
Okay. Is there loose debris and like rock? Can I throw things?
Yeah, it'd be like a improvised weapon, I guess. Or, I don't know, what would like throwing a rock be for damage? That's
It's like depending. I'll leave that up to you. But yeah, no, I can make the whatever you want in terms of the actual throw itself.
yeah. I would say to throw it, it would just be like a straight, like a range attack, like a dex throw. And I'd say a rock would do like 1d4 plus strength damage.
Okay, so let me just.
Even though it's a range attack throw, I would still say a rock throw wouldn't gain from dex; it would still gain from strength, which is kind of weird. But
the real question is, would I happen to be proficient in rock throwing?
Yes, that's all dwarves do all damn day.
I feel like there's probably some sport that nobody knows about, a rock throwing sport.
You'll play racquetball.
Yo, toss me the rock.
I feel like it's basically like frisbee football.
Yeah,
like with rocks.
like intramural frisbee football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So okay, cool. So let me. How do I want to? Oh, I guess I can do it this way. So I'll throw it. I did it as a save, but that has my proficiency in it. Yes, a 19.
That's a hit. All right, let's be 1d4 plus your strength mod of damage on the dude that got blown back, who is already injured. So if you hit real good, you could kill him.
I believe I just gotta check my strength. I don't usually use that. Okay, it is 4. Okay, a 5.
Doesn't quite kill him, but you hit him smack in the back of the head, and he like grabs his head like in agony.
Nice.
Nice. That dude's in agony. Sweet.
There's so much agony.
So much. All the agony.
All the agony. Oh, you know what? Just for funsies, I'm going to go ahead and use my last key point to make a dash to the guy that's sub 45 feet away.
Cool. Yeah, so you can, the guy you just hit with a rock, you can just dash up.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll punch him in the face too. It'll be fine.
Okay, cool.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
All righty. All right, so next up is going to be Felix, who his buddy did just get you got hit, right? But yeah, it was like minimum damage, but you did get hit.
I got hit by there's 2 guys attacking me.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess he's gonna use like a healing word on you. I believe that I'm not real familiar with Bard, but a healing word is like a ranged heal, right?
Healing word is, yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna cast healing word on Human, try to make you feel better.
Oh.
He's just like, hey Human, you got this, dude. And you're gonna heal 4. You can cast at level 1, so 5 points of healing.
Sweet.
It should be your plus your spell casting modifier, or does that include in this roll?
Yeah, it should.
It does.
Yeah, it did. It did plus his charisma. So yeah.
Okay.
Tight. The power of roll 20 auto cast.
Gotta take care of that good boy Human.
You do. Yeah, good boy Human got 5 healing. Feels a little better.
He does.
Cool. See, Felix can do things. Y'all just have to actually get hurt for him to do things.
Thanks, Felix.
Fix it, Felix. I just caught that I did that. My bad. All right, Wes. You just killed a dude, and it's your turn. You have Gavin is fighting a dude not too far from you. The other guy is let's see. Yeah, that's the guy that Tisla is fighting right now. The other dude like that. And then all the other guys are like up the hill and like blown over by the wind. And then there's Carvos that Ewan is fighting.
I'll run over to Carvos if I can.
Okay, yeah, you'd be able to get to him. And there is a bandit. There is a bandit next to Carvos as well that is attacking Human also.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's right. So there's one that's attacking Human right next to Carvos, who's also there, and then the other two dudes are up there prone. We're fighting Tisla and Gavin. So yeah, you can run up. You want to go after Carvos or the bandit that's on Human?
Carvos.
Alrighty.
And I am going to say to him, "You don't have to do this," and I'm going to swing my sword.
That's a hit.
I have not needed this inspiration at all. 9 slashing damage.
Woo, okay. Yeah, y'all are starting to do a number on him. You do see him kind of panting a little bit. He says, "You guys are a bit tougher than I thought you were. This might actually be fun." Okay. Tight. And good boy Human, it is your turn. You are engaged by Carvos and a bandit.
This is fun. I'm having fun. This is my new friends. Hi, Wes. Whoop. And he's gonna hit Carvos on the head
Do it. Bonk. That's it.
Nice.
Y'all are rolling good.
for 5 damage.
Cool. Yeah, I feel like at this point, Carvos just has like several like whelps like forming
Yeah,
on top
it's
of
like
his head.
like a cartoon.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Wes, what do we call this game? I like this one.
Whack at Carvos.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and Gavin's gonna swing at the dude he's fighting. Maybe you'll actually hit this round. Yes, he will. For another 6. All right, that guy's looking pretty rough now as well, as y'all are getting definitely the upper hand on these dudes. It is now the bandits' turns. So, okay. Let's kind of go in order down my page here. So there's the guy that is fighting Tisla, who is going to go. And he is going to take a swing with his scimitar. And does a 15 hit?
It does not. Natural
Okay.
16.
Great. Well, then he is going to use one of my bandit natural 20s.
Damn it.
All right, so it's
Damn
going to be, darn you.
I should have just said yes.
So it's going to be 6 plus 5. That is 11 damage.
Okay. I can handle that. I take it like a champ, but I don't like it.
Some of them, like y'all, they bought the bandits crits.
Do that.
Don't do
We're
that.
trying so hard.
Please do that more so I can kill people. Okay. Break up the best friend club. Okay, so that is what are their crits? Okay, and then
That's the only thing you can't do is break up the best friend club.
No breaking up. You can't do it.
the
No matter
two
how
rules
many.
of best friend club. You don't break out the best friend club, and
Yeah.
you don't break out the best friend club.
It's true. True story.
Okay, that was the one on Tisla. Then the one on Gavin is going to swing back at him. And as a 15 on Gavin, that is a hit on the money. For another 7. Gavin's still looking pretty good, though, because he's a fighter, so he's like, whatever. He's got some health. He's a healthy boy. Okay, that's them two. Then there is the guy that is on Human. He's going to have to save against the wind, because darn wind. And he fails a lot, so he flies away. And then I have my 2 bandits up on the cliff. One of them is going to try to get out of the wind and fail. And the other one is also going to fail. Wow, those are some great rolls. 2, 3, and 6.
Nice.
Bandits are on fire today.
At this point, they must be past the wind area, right?
I mean, they're like flying out the back side of it and trying to like push through it and getting thrown back out of it again. They're just like, okay,
Cool.
that sucks.
Yeah, they only have to roll if they start their turn inside of it.
Yeah, which I figured let's say it's 60 feet. Yeah, they'd be like on the edge of it about now. You've like thrown them like 15 feet like 3 times in a row. So they're like out the back now. They're having a bad time. Okay. And back to the top with Carvos. He is going to turn and look at Wes and just be like, I am not going to stop. In fact, I'm going to kill all of you now. And here comes swing number 1. 11 is not going to hit. Swing number 2, 16.
Did
Nope.
Carvos resist the wind?
Oh, that's true. We gotta do that anyway. Good question.
Yes.
Yes, he did. 16 does not hit though, right?
No, it does not.
Damn. Someone buy him some crates. Then people will die for sure. Okay. And with
Can't let
that,
you do that.
Don't tell them that.
don't tell them that kind of thing. Alrighty. Well, the bandits have a best friend club too, and you're killing their friends.
The best bandit club.
The best bandit club. Alrighty. Alavia, it is your turn.
How beat up is King Carvos looking?
He is breathing kind of hard and has some pretty nasty wounds that are starting to bleed and like some whelps on his head. But he's not looking like he's like at the end of his rope. He's still got some fight in him, but he's hurt for sure.
I mean, he's throwing out expletives and he's making threats that he can't, writing checks he can't cash. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep walloping him. But first, I would like to take cover under the wagon again.
Okay.
Because I've just realized I am exposed and that makes me uncomfortable. So ducking back behind the wagon, and pew pew pew.
Nice.
Ooh, what we got there? That's a 24. That's a hit.
Oof, ah.
Nice. That is going to be 9 again. Jeez, that thing is hurting. Okay, now he's starting to look pretty busted up.
Hmm.
Okay, Mortimer's turn. Mortimer is going to...
Kenny Hill, happy dance.
I mean, not that
Well.
Alethea would, but
Yeah, Mortimer is going to take a shot with his magical ice gun at the guy that Gavin is fighting. Oh, snap. That's a nat 20 for 9 dash. So Mortimer shoots and just catches his bandit like right between the eyes with an icicle and just boom, and the dude just like falls back like a board and is toast.
Does he say like a cool one-liner?
Yeah, Mortimer is just like, damn, I'm a badass.
It's not that cool of a one-liner.
Would you like?
I'm charging way too little for these things. I'm upping the price. Okay.
Up in the ice.
Up in the ice. Oh yeah. Cool. Yeah, and Tisla, it is your turn. You are beating up this dude who's not looking too hot.
He is not looking too hot. I would like to also. Can I toss him at somebody?
Yeah, grapple him first.
Heck yeah.
Grapple
I
check.
like you've just been dwarf tossing everybody.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, he dodges your grapple
Yes,
attack.
yes. Well, that's okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm just like
Chuck people.
get people out of the advantage point above us.
Excellent. Anything in your bonus actions?
I don't actually think I get one because I'm not using a staff right now at my level. I don't think I get anything, but correct. And I'm out of key points, so that's it. We're done. Yep.
Okay, cool deal. At this point, as we're kind of fighting, so Human, you've kind of gotten up, and like you and Wes are like side by side fighting like Carvos, and then like his bandit buddy. Y'all are all kind of like in this fight. And as you kind of are participating in this, we're going to do our white fade again, and we're going to go into a human flashback for a second.
Ooh,
Ooh. So human, you are a wolf.
I am. I was
Back in
born that
your
way. My dad was
back
a
in-
wolf.
Your dad was a wolf. In fact, we're going to see him in just a moment. On this particular day, Human decided to kind of stray away from the pack a little bit and is like playing under a tree, like chasing squirrels and different things that wolves like to do and having fun. Or I'll tell you, no, why don't you tell me, like, what would Human be like doing? Like, what is his like wolf game whenever he's kind of like a young
What's
wolf?
this wolf game? I think the rest of the scene will be conducted in just growls and yips for sake of authenticity. I think Human understands, like, he understands wolf things, right? He's been a wolf for as long as he can remember, and which isn't very long. And he understands, like, the pack. He understands, like, who is in charge and what things are. But he's a young, spry, curious little wolf. And so he's just being a little scamp. and he's just he's nosing around looking for things. He probably wanders too far most of the time, and like there's those wolf things that you're not supposed to go near. Like anything the sun touches is our land, except for that dark spot there, and he goes for the dark spots.
Excellent.
Like he's the Simba of wolves.
Great analogy. Yeah, so he, and this particular case, has kind of strayed away from his pack a little bit. And about this point, you're kind of playing, and your father wolf comes out from the shrubs. And he goes, "Human, what are you doing?"
I was playing.
"What have I told you of straying from the pack?"
You said that I shouldn't do it.
"You're correct. Then
But-
why do you always do it?"
Cause there's stuff out there, and I want to know about it.
You are a curious young pup, that is for sure.
Thank you.
It wasn't necessarily a compliment.
Oh, well, but then if I just stay where you guys are, and then I only ever see the cave, and I don't see all the other stuff, and what if there are other wolves out there, and then we can do other wolf stuff, and they can teach me the things that they know, and I can teach them what I know.
Human, do you know why we wolves travel in packs?
Because that keeps us safe, and that's how we're strong.
Exactly.
But-
And when you stray
but-
from the pack,
but-
what are you?
Not strong?
You just stay with the pack.
But what
You
what if I travel alone and then I find another pack and then you take their pack and our pack and then together we're one big pack and then we're super strong?
That would be good.
I know.
But what if you stray from the pack and find something not friendly?
Well, then I'll make it friendly.
It's not always so easy, pup.
If I give it like head nudges, and like pat it.
Human, it's not about the size of the pack. It's about the bond between the pack mates.
Oh,
You don't need 100 friends. You need a small group of good ones who protect each other and care about each other. You're a pack animal, human, and you
But-
must always remember that.
but how do you find the good ones if you don't make friends with everyone? You gotta find the best of the good ones, right?
I've always found that the good has a way of finding you.
Me personally?
Yes, you. In fact, I think it's time I tell you something.
Oh, this sounds important.
It does, because it is.
What is it?
You were not born in this pack.
What was I born in?
We don't know. But your mother and I found you one night alone and took you in and made you part of the pack.
Oh.
Now, where you come from is a mystery to us. But it does not matter, for you are one of us.
Oh. Thanks.
But I
Dad.
wanted you to know this because, as I said, the good has a way of finding you.
So if I'm not in this pack, what pack am I in? Any pack that I want to be in?
In time, that will answer itself. Just promise me this, human.
Yeah.
If you do stray, which is your right when you're old enough,
Mm-hmm.
when you do find a pack, you will join them and you will protect them with everything you have.
Okay. I'll be like you, Dad.
Good. Now let's rejoin the others.
Okay.
And as Human and his wolf daddy make their way back into the forest,
Why you gotta say it like that?
because it's true.
You can just say wolf dad, wolf father,
The father wolf.
Because it sounds funny.
dog dad,
Dog.
the dog father.
Because we wouldn't have this tangent if I didn't say it like that. It's part of the charm. So as him and his wolf father, wolf papa wolf, make their way back to the forest, And to rejoin the pack, we flash back to the present, where the battle is continuing to rage, and everyone's kind of in the middle of their fights and such, when suddenly something happens. The fight is suddenly interrupted by a loud shrieking noise from above. The exiles stop their attack momentarily and look up with a bit of fear in their eyes. There, high atop a mountain ridge, far above, is a swarm of green humanoid creatures who you recognize to be goblins. The goblins shriek and yell, filling the air with their rage as they seem eager to join the fight. Though at this moment, the goblins are several hundred feet above the valley floor up on a higher ridge. And looking at these goblins, Alethea, you have a bit of a flashback here. And we're going to fade to white one more time. And once again, travel into the past, where a young Alethea is hiding in the doorway of one of the chambers in the wizard tower. In fact, this is her father's laboratory where he does research in the tower. And Alethea constantly sneaks out of her room and finds ways to watch her father and study what he's trying to do. But most times when he catches her, he pretty quickly sends her away. But in this instance, when she's caught, her father motions her into the room. He says, "Come, little one, let me show you what I'm working on."
Papa!
Yes, come take a look here on this table. Let me show you what we have here.
Yay, Papa, show me!
Yeah, and he kind of catches her and like lifts her up into his arm a little bit and kind of holds her up where she can see. And on the table is a goblin that was slain or has otherwise died and is kind of laid out. And she's seen him studying creatures in here before. This isn't the first time she's seen him studying different things. He has an interest in biology and that type of thing. He says, "This here, little one, is a goblin. And goblins are particularly fascinating to me. I've never told you this, but I've been working on a theory for a long time, and if I'm correct, it could mean very big things for the world. You understand that we live on an island, yes?
Of course, Papa.
And you know really what an island is?
Of course.
Yes, so we have boundaries. There's an edge, an end to the world. A limited amount of space, a limited amount of resources. But if I'm correct, I believe that there is a sort of surface below us, below the clouds, another world that is much larger and sprawled out, that goes on and on and on and has no boundaries.
I mean, if you say it's true, it must be true. You're so smart, Papa.
I wish it was that easy. But let me tell you why I think so. I'll run this theory by you and see what you think. Now, have I ever told you about evolution?
Of course.
And what is it?
It's when the one thing becomes another thing and it gets stronger, right?
Exactly. Because its environment changes, it adapts to that environment. If something that lives somewhere warm moves somewhere cold long enough, over generations, it adapts to the cold. Well, I've been studying goblins and found the most curious thing. It appears that they have evolved to handle an environment that is suspended in this kind of pressure, in this kind of air. And I have found remnants of structures in them that implies that they used to come from somewhere with a lower pressure, perhaps with more room, that's more based on the ground, less based on the air.
That sounds amazing.
Yes. You can see here they have the way that their wind passage is kind of widened to handle the lighter air at high elevations, and you can see the way these bones have developed. But do you want to see the most fascinating part about a goblin?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, let me show you. And he reaches over and he grabs the goblin and rolls it over and points on its back. And he says, "Now you see those. Those are new. And I believe that up until only maybe a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 years ago, goblins didn't have wings."
A wingless goblin? That sounds silly. Everyone knows all goblins have wings.
But I don't think they always did. And back when they did, they were probably a lot less ferocious than they are today. But as you know now, goblins are nothing to play with.
Oh, I would never play with goblins.
Good. Now then, little one, I think it's time we get you back to bed.
Okay.
And with that, we fade back to our battle. And okay, so we fade back in, and there are these goblins up on this cliff shrieking and yelling, and Mortimer suddenly snaps to action. He goes, "Everyone, get some cover now!" And as he says this, the goblins begin to leap from the cliff, and big green wings billow out from their backs, and they begin soaring down towards the battlefield. And we're going to at least temporarily break out of initiative. So what does everybody do?
Oof, what is around for cover?
Basically, the caravan, maybe some rocks, things like that.
I mean, I'm basically under the wagon anyway, so I grab Felix by the ankle and drag him under there.
Then he just goes, "Whoa!" and face plants in the snow, and you just yank him under.
Yeah, no finesse, just pure get away from goblin time.
Mm-hmm.
Goblins.
Yeah, and Tizla, you're up on the cliff right now, and you see this this army of potentially hundreds of these.
Have I seen a goblin before?
You probably have not, but you see scary green winged things soaring down at you, shrieking angrily. You can probably surmise they're not good.
She goes, "I told you there was something here!" Because she was yelling up that way earlier, and she quickly grabs a couple stones, and then she's gonna bolt through and to the nearest large boulder or something that she could hide behind, because I don't think she's gonna make it down to the cart.
Okay. Yeah, so she can kind of duck kind of in these rocks, so I mean kind of between some rocks, on a low hanging space as these things come sweeping down. And what is Wes and Human doing?
Are there still bandits around?
They are, but they are kind of in a panic as well. And you see a lot of them ripping out packs, or some of them have some kind of makeshift shields on their back, and they're ducking in the snow, putting shields over their heads. They have stopped fighting. Even Carvos has kind of scrambled over towards some rocks and is ducking.
Well, shit. How far up and where are they diving towards?
Towards everybody, off the cliff. They're just coming down in a cloud of just green.
How
goblins.
many are there?
Potentially hundreds.
Oh, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Is there an inside to this mountain that we can see?
No.
So here's what I want to do. Everyone else besides Tizla is near the cart, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I feel like Human knows a thing or two about goblins, and that they're at least bad news. And I have to protect all my friends. So I want to, as a bonus action, move my gust of wind directly down and basically do what Alethea was trying to do and just make a snow smokescreen. Just cause a bunch of snow to lift up. And then I would like to end that spell once all the snow is in the air, and then cast Pass Without Trace on everyone around me and the cart.
Okay.
So basically I'm getting back to the cart and just casting past we have to be quiet! And then I get back on the cart, and then I put my staff down and I grab the reins. We have to go! And he looks like he's ready to rock and roll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cool deal.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, Tisla is still up in the rocks, like about probably 45 feet from the caravan.
You're not
And at this point, the wave of goblins just basically smashes into the scene. They come flying through the air. They start ripping through the canvas on the caravan. You see like one bandit just get like grabbed by like 6 of them and carried off. Some of them are like dropping rocks, which are slamming down around you guys. Like the people under the cart, you just see like rocks like pounding the ground around you. Some of them even land and start like trying to grab like underneath the cart and things like that, and it's just total chaos. And as this and like Tisla, you're like between these rocks, and like some of them kind of land and start trying to like club their way in, and you're probably like punching at their hands and stuff, like keeping them back and fighting them away. And as the chaos of the battle seems about to consume everything, a sound suddenly fills the air, a voice. And this is the voice of a man that thunders through the pass, and it almost sounds like a god's voice of how powerful it is. And it just booms through, and it just goes, "Cease!" And with that voice, all of you just feel a power that none of you have ever felt before. And before you know what's happened, all of you like look down, and even you have dropped your weapons. The goblins land on the ground and just kind of stop and look like down the valley and look confused at each other. The bandits have dropped their stuff. Like everyone has just been like disarmed and halted by this voice. And and then y'all kind of look up, like those are in the caravan kind of peer out to see what's going on. Everyone kind of looks. And upon the stone where Carvos was standing not too long ago, you now see an elderly man, just a very frail, kind of weak-looking man in terms of his body, but he wears a flowing blue robe. And he has a long beard that blows with the howling wind. Even though his body, as frail as it is, doesn't even seem to bend or to notice the wind or the cold. He doesn't shiver anything. And he looks down at this battlefield with just a stern gaze, as though he could burn everything away with nothing but a stare. A couple moments pass in silence, like everyone's voices are caught in their throats. Even the goblins are silent, just sitting there. And then suddenly all the goblins at once in unison just open their wings, soar up into the air, and fly back to wherever they came from. And the old man, after a moment, speaks. And he says, "In the name of the goddess herself, I demand that this battle come to an end at once. King Carvos, allow these merchants to pass in peace, and furthermore recognize them as friends and allies. Take your dead and return to your village, and think if this is really the way you want to go about feeding your people. As for the rest of you, be gone from here. You shall not be threatened on this journey again." And with this, before anyone can react, say anything, he just swipes his hand through the air and completely disappears as though he wasn't even there at all. And Carvos kind of blinks a moment and then looks at his men. He says, "You heard the old master. Let's go." And all the bandits just start picking up their stuff like they're about to leave.
Hi, my name is Human.
The mountain echoes back. "Hi, my name is Human."
Oh, you guys think you heard me?
Are the bandits still around?
They're like picking up their stuff and like preparing to leave.
I run up to the bandit.
Yeah.
If he's not, if he's just unconscious and not quite dead yet, I'll heal him.
Which one?
The one I downed.
No, that dude's toast.
Oh.
Yeah, well, like one of the bandits is like going and like basically like picking up his body and like slinging it over his shoulder.
I say, hold on.
What you want?
Mind if I perform last rites?
Fine. And he puts the body back in the snow.
May the goddess have mercy on your sins. May you be judged fairly. What you have done can still be undone.
Make me a religion check.
14.
Yeah, you give a pretty good kind of
I'll give an inspiration to that too, just for the hell of it.
Nice.
nice. Yeah,
That's
so
a D16. All right.
wow, yeah. Oh no, it's a D6.
Yes.
Not 16. Whoa. That's a really good bird.
Nice.
Well, there you go. Nice.
Nice.
That is a dirty 20. Yeah, you give a really good rite of passage, and so this bandit kind of looks over at you, and he says, "Thank you," and he picks up the body and starts walking off with it.
You hear Tisla's like stumbling with her dwarf legs down this hill. Wait! I have a question. King, are you the king?
Yeah, Carvos turns and says, "What is it?"
Who was that? What? Goblins? I'm guessing, and blue men in blue robes, and you just attacked us, and I'm so confused.
That was the old master. He is one that is not to be trifled with. And we respect his authority.
Well, does he like is? Well, I thought you was the king.
I am the king of the exiles. I am not the master of these mountains.
Okay.
What's in exile?
We are a group of people who are banished from the kingdoms for a variety of crimes or reasons.
Oh,
Many
you
of them-
criminals.
Some of us. Some were
Oh.
justly exiled and have since tried to be absolved of these crimes. Others of us were removed for blasphemy, as they call it, or fraud for things that are not so.
He talked about a goddess. What goddess?
You do not know of the goddess?
No, I'm a dwarf from underground.
Then maybe you should talk to your paladin friend over there.
Well, okay. So he just tells people what to do here in these mountains.
In a way, you could not listen to him, in which case you would not be alive anymore.
I see. Well, it's been fun. No, my fist needed a good warm up, but we've got places to go. We appreciate the information, King.
Well, we can't stop you, I suppose. It seems so.
Well, this is true. The wagon's a bit a mess.
Very well. We'll collect our dead and be on our way. But just be glad he came along.
Well, what?
That might have ended differently.
Power of the goddess was with us, whether he was or not.
Who is this goddess? Everybody talks about a goddess. Who is it? Can I meet her?
She is a powerful entity that is used to spread lies. You can ask your paladin about that.
She tells untruths.
The goddess is not a spreader of lies.
No, she's
She
not.
is the only truth.
She is. But the queen is a liar.
Is a queen. Is she your wife?
No. The queen of the kingdom of magic. His ruler.
You mean the wizard?
I know.
No, your paladin.
Oh. Oh.
She's not just my queen, she's the queen of everyone on that side of the mountain.
everyone who...
She's not my queen.
I'm with him.
A kingdom of lies.
I get my magic from the air.
Which side of the mountain are we on?
Right now you're in the middle.
Oh, neutral ground.
Hmm? Tell me, Paladin, when's the last time you heard of the Kingdom of Magic having a coronation? And if you want, you can roll a history check on that.
That sounds fancy.
Uh, 10.
You're not by any stretch like a historian, but you have never heard any discussion, anything in your classes ever about crowning a new queen or something like that. There's just always been the queen.
Never. She's the only ruler I've ever known.
How old are you?
17.
Go ahead.
What about you? And I look over at the other two, and I'm like, has she always been queen when you was here?
I used to serve her.
And you know this queen?
No.
I like him. Okay, and you? And I point over to Alethea.
I'm still under the wagon until the people leave.
Oh.
I don't want to talk to them. I'm still uncomfortable with the situation and the falling rocks and the goblins.
Right. So she's just hiding. Has she just been around forever?
Forever.
Can I roll
Something like
a history?
Yes, you can. It's probably kind of hard for you because you're not really in tune with politics, but
Nope.
that dice is about right.
Yeah, we have the same modifier, though,
Yeah.
which is hilarious.
Yeah, there's no way I would know anything about this.
The only difference is humans 300.
Well,
So,
let me tell you a story, Paladin. I used to be a paladin. I used to serve
I used to be
the
a
same
wolf.
queen. Funny, my father served the same queen. My grandfather served the same queen. My great grandfather served the same queen. And I learned why. And that is why I was exiled.
well, we can't be exiled, so you can tell us.
I can.
Also, why was your grandfather so great?
Wait a second. That means she's like generations old.
Aye, even though she's human.
She can't be a human. Even I, a dwarf that's lived underground her whole life, know that no human lives that long. They're
Yeah, that doesn't
short-lived.
make any sense.
No, it doesn't, does it? Let me tell you what I found out.
I'm a human that lives that long.
Yes, you're the human. I'm talking about the humans.
Me too.
Now tell us your secret.
Let me tell you 3 things that I know that when I brought up to the queen, I was so close to execution I was forced to flee. Number 1, the queen extends her life using magic in ways that are long lost to any other wizard, anyone else. This is something she has known for a long, long time. Thousands of years, tens of thousands of years, maybe hundreds of thousands of years. Number 2, this is a very costly ritual that is constantly using magic from the air. And I don't know if you've heard, but there's a bit of a shortage on it.
Air.
And number 3, and most importantly, we live on a flying island. And this island is only held up by the very magic that she is leeching from the air to extend her life.
question. When an island drops from the sky like a melon, what happens to it?
Well, it depends on two things. If there's this mythological surface below us that some believe, then we will be obliterated into a billion pieces. If there is no surface, we will fall forever and ever until everyone dies.
What? There's more land below us. Like
Some
lots
believe
of it.
Says some.
That's great.
But then what if we hit the bottom? Also, I told you I got my magic from the air. Wesley didn't believe me.
So I'm just
I don't
so
understand.
amazed.
What proof do you have?
That's a good question.
I don't have to prove things to all of you. I'm only telling you this, Paladin, because you're serving a lie of a cause. I suggest you throw your emblem down and join us exiles. Otherwise, go about living your life, doing your thing. It's not my place to prove anything to you. Go learn it for yourself if you want. Go ask her about it.
You expect me to give up the cause that I've worked for my whole life?
I don't expect anything of you. Besides, what kind of paladin escorts merchant caravans for a living?
Hey, that's not nice. Don't be mean. I will punch you again. And you can attack me.
I've seen her do it.
So, is she super old? Are we expecting her just never to die? She's like an endless power supply for keeping the island afloat.
Oh, quite the opposite.
At the words power supply, I'm out from under the wagon, and I'm very interested in this conversation again.
Quite the opposite. She's like a leak on a sinking airship.
She's siphoning the power from the island. We're sinking.
I...
Well,
Has no one told her?
I just came out of the ground.
All of it's kind of hearsay, and there's a lot of people who don't even want to believe that is happening. So it's really hard to get anybody to even if we told them, to believe that this is actually what is happening. And the fact that you mentioned power supply, I find that very fascinating because I've been looking for some sort of like mechanism by which we could like re-siphon the magic, because obviously we're having a crisis, but nobody wants to talk about it because half the people don't even know that it exists, or they don't want to believe it exists, even if we tell them, because they're ignorant and ridiculous and they just want to live in their little small. And I just keep going. You might want to just.
Human walks over and just picks you up.
It's been a stressful day.
You're doing it again.
I have dead
And
to
then
bury.
he puts you down.
Yes, and we don't want to keep you from that. I have to know. If this is something people are aware of, why is nobody doing anything?
I
Because
wasn't aware of it.
not everyone is. And a lot of it, people just believe is rumors, hearsay. They all have faith in the goddess that she made magic once, she'll make it again. She'll fill the air with another supply and everything will be great.
But she's like a bruise on a fruit. It just grows and grows until it's rotten.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll leave you to decide. Not like it matters anyway. We'll all go tumbling down soon enough. In the meantime, I have dead to bury and a village to take care of. I know this sounds funny, but it was nothing personal for attacking you. I
Well-
have people that need feeding, and there's no other way for us exiles.
Are you sure?
And he just like turns his back and just starts like walking off. Like he didn't want any more of this.
Okay.
Oh, hey!
Let him go.
No, wait, come here! And he walks over to the guy, and he puts his big hands out, and there are 10 good berries, and he says, "You can have these berries. I make them."
He kind of looks at you a minute, and actually smiles like just a little bit, and then takes the berries. He says, "Thank you,"
Hey,
and then quickly turns and like storms off.
should try asking for food. Don't stab people. Have a good day.
Bye.
And then he turns back and walks over.
I look at our group instantly and I don't like this. I don't want to go back underground.
I don't believe him.
Why not?
He said he used to be a paladin. How could I trust someone who says they used to be a worshiper of the goddess and now they assault random carts going through the mountains?
Everybody has a past. And everybody leaves things behind.
Yeah, I used to be a wolf, and I don't even know who the goddess is. You think I'm okay?
But if he's telling any bit of truth, she doesn't seem very nice.
The queen is... I don't know. She's always been there. She hasn't been a bad ruler. She's kept things in line. And she reminds us all to worship the goddess.
But what does
And
that
Mortimer
do?
pops his head in. Some say she is the goddess.
That's just not true.
Okay, you're the paladin. Great job, guys.
Wesley. And he like scoots down real low. What do you think that what happens when you worship the goddess?
What do you mean?
Why do you do it? I eat when I'm hungry, and when I'm hungry, the food makes me not hungry. And when I'm sleepy, I sleep. And then I'm not sleepy anymore. And when I'm thirsty, I drink. And I'm not thirsty anymore. So why do you do it?
I mean, it's the same principle as all of those things, except it's not a physical hunger, it's a spiritual one.
Oh.
But I don't mean to be rude, but if she's sucking magical power from the air and she gives you your power, aren't you sucking power from the air?
I mean, I don't take my power from the queen, I take it from the goddess. But if that is the same source that she gets hers from, then yes. I guess. But that can't be right.
I get
No,
my
it's
magic
not.
from the air too, but I just ask real nice.
Now, see, why can't she do that?
I build magic into cool guns and shoot ice at people.
Well, I don't have magic. I don't understand it.
Have you tried?
Do I look magical?
Do I look magical?
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, you have rocks growing out of your fists.
Yeah.
Well, some would call that a birthmark.
Felix, I'm very, I would very much like to know. You're out from under the wagon now, and
Yeah, totally. He like scrambled out from underneath.
I am very curious. What do you think of this whole conversation? Because your dad has, been studying in this field for a bit, and is you could say he's sort of an authority on magic. So do you have any illumination to bring to this conversation, or?
Well, honestly, from my dad's side, he was, he did magic in the tower and all, but he was more of a geologist. We didn't really get in that whole scene. But I do know something as a musician and a storyteller. What I know is there's two sides to every story. That doesn't mean one side is more true or more false. but there's different perspectives, there's different ideals. And I also know that this story came from the mouth of a dude that just tried to beat us with a hammer.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
All right, I believe that. It seems like the most logic any of us have tossed out between queens and goddesses and wizards in blue robes and.
Of course, if he's right, we're all gonna die.
Wait, Miss Alethea? Who's in charge of your side?
I'm sorry, what? Who?
Who's
My
in,
side.
Who's in charge of your side?
You mean the Iron Nation side?
Mm-hmm.
That side?
Okay.
Yeah, so the side that we're going to, that is the Iron Nation side. It is definitely controlled by some
Emperor.
sort of
Emperor.
emperor.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's also a monarchy of sorts. But you know, in the Iron Nation, they're not so much. I mean, we, because I am definitely part of the Iron Nation. We are not so much into the magic. We're more into the, technology and stuff.
Nope. What do you do?
What do we do? About what do we do about what?
Not having magic.
It's a very complicated question because in our day-to-day lives we've come up with plenty of workarounds, but as far as like the bigger question of not having magic at all in the island, it's a big question that a lot of people just seem to want to ignore, but I'm not ignoring it, and I'm working on a solution.
I mean, I came up from underground because we was running out of resources, and I thought, well, there's got to be lots of things up here, and then I get here, and now you two are running out of resources.
But what are you running out of?
Well, all kinds of stuff. Gemstones and gold and silver, ores, the usuals.
Where does it
Wait,
go?
the dwarves are running out of resources?
No.
Are you sure? You sounded like that's what you just said. You wouldn't lie to a huddle buddy, right?
I would not lie to a huddle buddy.
I don't think she would either.
Because if the dwarves are low on supplies, my brother's going to be very upset.
No, it's not that we're low, at least, I guess not to the naked eye, right? It's like, well, it's still using magic, we're still afloat, they're still there, but if the island's only so big, I thought it was never ending underground and we would have resources forever, but if it's just an island, it's gonna run dry.
I see your
And that's
point.
when people really start paying attention, is when the doors run out of resources, we can't get the stuff that we need from the doors, and they can't get the stuff that they need from us. That's when people are going to start paying attention.
It's true. If we don't have anything to trade, then you'll stop feeding us, and then
Hmm.
give it away.
I don't understand.
What do you mean, human?
So, where do your resources go?
We sell them to the people on the surface.
Oh. And then he looks to Wes and Alethea. And what do you use them for?
Swords, tools, jewelry, that sort of thing.
And cool magic guns.
Oh. But you give something back, right?
Make sure that we eat. Nothing grows underground.
Okay. And you don't use magic, and you don't have magic, and you use magic. What do you give back?
Me?
He points to Wes.
Oh,
Yeah, what do you
What
give
do I
back?
give? To who?
The magic. I ask the magic for permission, and then I always give back. What do you give back?
Prayers?
Oh, that's why
I-
you pray.
Yeah,
Maybe-
I offer my
maybe-
time and my belief, my faith to
Maybe
the
your
goddess.
queen's not doing that. If she's using up all the magic and she's not giving any of your prayers back, you gotta
She's
give
the leader
something
of the
back.
church, though. She
So,
wouldn't do that.
well, how do you know?
I guess I don't.
We could ask her. We could find that wizard. He definitely used a lot of magic. He went.
Yeah. That old man definitely knows a lot more than any of us do.
Or the lady, Anna. She had a lot of magic.
Yeah, need to find her too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That man coming out of nowhere to save us is strange, but he spoke about worshiping the goddess too. And if that's not a sign, then I don't know what is.
Why would a worshiper of the goddess live out here?
I don't know.
I'm starting to get worried.
Well, we haven't even got you through the mountains yet.
No, not that, not that. I wasn't entirely honest with all of you, but it's not because we're not huddle buddies. It's because I made another promise that said I wouldn't tell anyone, but now I might think it's kind of important.
Well, that's fair.
What do you mean? You weren't honest.
You know how I said I sell lamps?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's true.
Okay.
That is true. I have a lamp or two in each box, under which is rows and rows of these magic guns, all ordered by the Iron Nation.
Oh, so you're weaponizing the Iron Nation.
Well, I didn't realize quite the straits we were in, but now that you say there's shortages,
Miss
Are you-
Alethea, I thought you didn't use magic.
Well, I mean, it's not that we don't use magic. Well, I mean, and by we, I mean the Iron Nation, because obviously I'm not originally from there. It's a complicated thing because people of the Iron Nation are not proficient in magic.
Oh, but you're still using it. He made a bunch of things that shoot out magic.
Well, what if they're not powerful enough to take the queen down? Use magic against her.
Where are you gonna bring her?
They're gonna
I mean,
kill
no,
you.
I am not personally. I'm not bringing anybody anywhere, and I don't know who those guns are going to. I don't even know the person.
You know what? That's a good question. Who are the guns going to?
well, they are going through a very reputable alchemy shop for some final maintenance, and then on to the military.
I told you. They are buying magical weapons because they don't use magic and they know they have no chance against this super ancient and powerful queen.
So
But-
you're
Wait,
arming the Emperor's military for war?
Well, I kind of figured maybe it was for like law enforcement. That's before I heard all this today. Now I'm a little worried I might be a war market, market
Profiteer?
profiteer.
Yeah.
That's the word I need. I don't want to be a war marketer, marking profiteer.
So does
Arms
this
dealer. Arms dealer. That's what you are. You're an arms dealer now.
Well, I didn't want to be, not for war.
I don't want to be
Wait.
involved in this.
listen.
Me neither.
If the queen lady is taking a bunch of magic and not giving any prayers back, and the iron people are taking a bunch of magic and putting it in these things and they're not giving any magic back, then of course the magic is running out. You can't just take it all. If you chop down a tree to make a fire or a house, you have to plant more trees. I don't know how to plant rocks. I'm sorry, Miss Tisla.
You're right, and it's that makes so much sense. I mean, it's the wizards. It's the wizards in the magic kingdom that they're not praying. They don't worship the goddess in the same way that the church does to get all of their magic.
Yeah, okay.
They're just using it,
Right.
using the goddess's power.
I'll tell you guys what. I'll tell you what. We could be way over speculating here. Everything could be fine. For all we know, this bandit's just trying to wind us all up, say a bunch of words, get us all scared.
Like you?
Wait.
Yeah, like me.
Wait a minute. Shush. He like puts his like his hand is like the whole size of this guy's face. Wait. If the ship is coming from here, and you can see like he's trying to figure out the math. Who made these? And he points to the crates.
Well, let him speak.
Oh. He moves his hand.
Well, I don't know. I got them from a supplier.
But
Whoa.
I don't know either. That's why I was going to say, this was an order from my brother who's in the Iron Nation. So why don't we go see him and he can give us some answers. I'm sure
But if
everything
you
is
think-
fine.
if you think that these items they use magic, that they're gonna use them against the magic people, then someone in the magic people made the items, and that seems like a bad guy.
Okay. The words of Tisla's father, like, play back in her ear about not being able to trust people on the surface. And is there anything that I can? Is he lying? Is he lying?
Mortimer?
Yeah. Can I roll an insight on that?
Yes, you can.
Boom, bitches.
You think that Mortimer is feeling kind of cornered? Like, he seems like, he is an entrepreneur and he wants to sell things and be profitable. But you do get the impression that he is a bit concerned about this, that maybe arms dealing to fuel a war is a little bit beyond what he signed up for.
Okay, that just like more than probably what we signed on for.
Exactly. He probably actually assumed like this was an order from the Iron Nation, going to the Kingdom of Magic. Like, hey, we need some weapons for like law enforcement or something, or hunters, or who knows, or like some rich guy wanted them or something. Something like that. And now it's like, oh snap.
Why don't you guys just be friends?
I walk over to this thing intimidatingly and I say, you were part of we're buddies, we trust each other, and you lied to us. Well, at least you kept part of the truth from us, and I can tell. And I don't know that I've ever had people be dishonest really with me. Dwarves are just dwarves.
I'm sorry. I did.
Don't be sorry. Just tell us the truth. Because it seems like the lot of us might be in trouble here.
Okay, I'll tell you everything. What I know is that I received a letter from my brother who lives in the Iron Nation. He is an alchemist named Wilbur, and he received a request from the military for law enforcement weapons, and they cited these as something they wanted. He sent this over to me to fill it because he knew I could, and I have some different parties that I purchase these type of items through, most of which are legal. This one I believe was legal, and I was told very specifically to keep it discreet, that people didn't want them to know. And I get a lot of people like that. They don't want people, these things are expensive, much more than lamps. So I figured they just didn't want people knowing there was an expensive shipment coming through the banded ridden pass. So I put some lamps on top, pretending like it was just another shipment of those. And, a couple blenders, which are a little more pricey, but I feel like actually selling those when we get there. And I did not really know about all this political stuff. Now I do, and now I am kind of scared.
Okay. So, do you know who... this contract that we supposedly signed?
You did sign.
I don't remember I don't remember signing nothing. And I'll be honest, if I really knew what we was doing, I would not have put my signature on that paper.
Well, if I didn't know, I wouldn't have done it either. So I have some questions for my brother.
Well, guess we best get moving then. He seems to be the only place we're going to figure anything out.
I agree.
It seemed like that old man had some reason for keeping us on this path. not letting us die here.
Yeah, that was great of him.
I would like to speak with him again.
Me too.
Well, good luck finding him out here.
I don't want to stay here. They're the flying green things.
Goblins, those are goblins.
Yeah, the goblins, the flying goblins,
Mm-hmm.
the floblins.
No, just regular goblins. The floblins are something entirely different.
You don't want to encounter floblins.
No.
It's just, oh, I didn't know there was such a thing.
Mm-hmm.
The more you know.
How do you not know about floblins? You're a dwarf.
Well,
Don't y'all live in the Underdark?
I live under the ground, if that's what you mean. I don't
That's
know about
Underdark.
it being dark.
The Underdark is the most deadly place in the island. It's full of horrible monsters and creatures and bad things, and no one goes there.
I live there. People there. It's just not that bad. It has good and bad days. There's some scary things, but nothing like this. And I don't know who to trust.
Well, I guess we should get going before we all freeze to death.
Oh, yes. Good.
All right then. And unless he's stopped, he's going to go over, and Gavin has been kind of getting the horses under control and things like that. And yeah, so the caravan can get ready to depart. Do y'all want to do anything else here? Discuss anything else before y'all leave?
I could use a rest unless we're going to be able to rest in the ride.
Yeah, y'all will be at a long rest, like on the road.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, then I'm good.
I would like to retrieve the +1 dagger, which I am now going to forever call the whistling blade.
Ooh, that's tight.
Yeah, it's mine. I want it.
It is yours. You retrieve.
And I want to always use it in conjunction with human if possible.
Yeah, like every time you swing it, the wind kind of like whistles by the blade.
Best friend club, best friend
Yeah.
club. We're all part of the best friend. That's his
Okay.
new song that he
So-
sings.
Yeah, so you guys load up in the caravan, travel for another couple days, getting more than a long rest, making your way towards the Iron Nation. You are not attacked again. In fact, the road is very clear, very open for you. It's a very easy trek. Very quickly turns downhill even. And Gavin and Yuman drive the caravan onward until a couple days in. Y'all come out of the pass, and in the distance, you can see a massive city with steam rising up from it and spinning machines and just the sound of people and commerce. And as the party makes their way into the Iron Nation, seeking yet more answers to more questions, that is where we're going to wrap up for this week.
Nice. I dig it. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now I have so many questions.
Human is so smart.
Human actually is pretty smart.
It's you have like this
average
innate.
intelligence.
Yeah, human is average
Yes.
intelligence, but has a wisdom of 18.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
it's
you
the
go.
wisdom piece. It's like you're wise but not intelligent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
your
perfect.
instincts are good.
Yeah,
But he's also as smart as Wesley.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. He has a 10 for intelligence. Like he has.
I haven't
Like,
even looked at his
I
modifier.
rolled astronomical scores for this. Like I have 11, 14, 16, 10, 18, 14.
Oh,
Jesus, really?
Yeah.
Human's
Well,
awesome.
that's with modifiers in there.
Wow.
That he is a beast of a person.
So I gotta ask for the party. So one of the big things about this setting is that monsters are evolved to fit living in a flying island. So like, what was y'all's reaction to like, oh, cool, goblin, and then we go to the scene. It's like, look, they have wings.
Yeah.
Right? Well, so like, Chelsea was like, "Wow, that's crazy." This one was like, "Wow, that's crazy."
That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't expect flying goblins.
Yeah.
No.
mm-mm.
Yep.
It was cool. It's,
I was
it's
like,
really
where
cool.
have they been hiding? Oh, they're in the sky.
Oh shit!
There was
Yeah.
someone, I forget who, and I forget why I know this, but there was something that they're goblins that live underground, and they're like they harass dwarves because they're goblins that like glow. They glow this green color because like their insides are full of like basically like nitroglycerin, and they explode themselves.
They're Minecraft creepers.
Yeah.
They're creeper goblins.
Yeah, someone made like stats for those, and they were pretty dope. I was like,
Yeah.
that's pretty freaking cool.
So I'm sure they're the only things in this campaign that are generic monsters y'all will meet that don't have that have some type of really cool surprise to them. I'm sure everything else is gonna be standard.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, totally.
Very cool.
Don't believe you at all. Perfect. So let's do our introductions, get your thoughts on this episode, hear from our sponsors, and then go raid one of our friends. We'll start in reverse order. So I believe that was Kenny. So Kenny, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of episode 3?
So you can find me most anywhere on the internet under Kenny Hill. That's KENIHILL. And I was playing Alethea, who didn't really get to show off her momness this episode, but I've learned some interesting things. And so I would say definitely a net gain this episode. And the old man is very, very interesting. And I really hope I get to talk to him at some point. I think we all want to talk to him at some point.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Let's hear from Speedy. Speedy, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of today's episode?
I'm Speedy. You can find me everywhere at Not So Speedruns, where I play video games, and you can also follow at Cast Together on Twitch and Twitter. That's the mental health community that I help run. That does really cool stuff, and we're probably about to start planning another charity campaign, which is very soon. So I'll have more information on that next week. Other than that, today was super fun. I am also very curious about that old man, especially he said the buzzword goddess. So like Wes is just immediately like, oh, he's good. He knows what's going on and is helping people and is like a good person, and he is probably the person we need to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the flashback scene was very good, and I'm a little emotional about it. And I love my good boy, who is doing his best.
You are a sad little good boy.
I am a sad little good boy.
The best
Wow,
thing with
it's like I'm
flashbacks-
playing myself.
The best thing with that flashback scene, when I wrote this episode, I had a flashback scene written for every character except for yours. I was like, I gotta figure something out for Wes, and I don't know what to do. And then that NPC was actually like a donation NPC. I was like, perfect.
Wow,
Oh wow,
That worked
that's
so good.
cool.
Yep.
that worked out perfect. Like
Yep.
I can't imagine like a better way for that to have like been.
Yeah, so that was
I
great.
like the ending too. It's like, well, you know what we
Yeah.
can do? Make your armor fit.
Yep.
Yep. All right, thanks for offloading all your emotional
Yeah.
baggage on me.
Yeah,
Here's
like
your armor.
like a bartender. Let me just pour you another drink. Crazy.
Yeah, right. Fill her up.
Awesome. Let's hear from Chelsea. Chelsea, who are you? Where can we find you? And what did you think of today's episode?
I'm Chelsea, also known as Little Red Dot. I loved today's episode. It was a blast. Yeah, it was interesting, like taking combat. It was like we were in combat, and then it was like, wait, no, don't be in combat. No, we're in combat. And then it was like, oh, here's some crazy creatures. So I don't know. I think Tisla learned a lot this episode, and I also very much enjoyed my flashback. That idea of like at such a young age, that manipulation being instilled, but also the like genuine honesty of like they believe they're doing the right thing by protecting their people. So there's that torn bit. So I appreciated it as well. Yeah, but you can find me online. Playing a lot of tabletop RPG. Little_red_dot on pretty much all of the stuff. Most importantly, though, starting next week, I will be launching a brand new 4-episode series for just the month of October called Fate of the Anchorman. And our very own Jacko Buddy is going to be joining us for that. So it is, in fact, just what you're thinking. It is a game set in the world of the movie Anchorman. So you can come get all your 70s shenanigans, polyester mustaches, and lots of funk. So it should be fun.
To be clear, that's not polyester and mustaches. It's polyester mustaches.
Yes, correct. The only kind of mustache.
I love Lamp.
Yep.
I love him. Yeah, and he'll be actually. I'll let Jack tell you.
Speaking of Jack, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of today's episode?
Yeah, so my name is Jack. I go by Jacko Buddy all over the internet. On Tuesdays, I am on the Reliant Games stream, which is Tuesdays at 9 Eastern. A lot of fun. We played City of Mist last week. We're probably going to be doing some more City of Mist and things like that coming up because I freaking love that system and I want to run it every week. But we do a couple different systems on there. Wednesdays, I have been on the Mimics and Monstrosities YouTube campaign, but we just had our season finale of that. And then I'm not going to be immediately in the second season, but I will probably be on there some, so watch out for that. And then Thursdays, I'm right here on unMadeGaming for Island in the Sky. And then, of course, starting next Wednesday, I am going to be in the Anchorman campaign, playing the director of the news station, a guy named Mr. Jesse King, and he does not like his first name because he thinks it sounds too feminine, and if you call him that, he'll punch you in the face. So he is Mr. King, the director, and I've already bought my mustache to wear on screen, and I cannot wait.
I think everybody has bought a mustache, including myself.
Gotta have
pretty
this
awesome.
stuff.
Yep.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, and for today, I thought this was a lot of fun. This was one of the sessions that whenever I wrote out the episode guide, I was real excited for. I think this is the most things I have ever had in an initiative order. Once you have all those bandits in there moving on that same turn, it was so much stuff. And I knew like the goblins would just be like mind-blowing and just like, total chaos on the battlefield. And then the old master is just a really cool character that I was really happy to finally get to unveil. And so I love this game. I love the characters and the party and all the feels and emotion and silliness. And I'm really excited for next week. Next week's going to be a lot of answers and some new direction for the party and just a lot of cool things to see. It's going to be a lot of like where this campaign is going, and that's going to be fun.
Nice. I'm super into it. Well, Jack, while you're talking, tell us about Reliant Games.
Okay.
Yeah, so Reliant Games is one of the sponsors for this show. We are a brand new company that produces podcasts. We do streams, and we create original shows as well as producing other people's shows into them. And we are sponsoring this show, and Island in the Sky is going to become a podcast that is going to be on all the major podcast platforms. We don't have an exact date worked out yet. Me and Mike are working on making sure everything is set the way we want it to, and we have a quality we want, things like that, and then we'll drop you guys a release date for that cast. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really excited to turn this awesome group and this great game into a podcast. I'm just so excited to be working with such a good channel. Mike's a professional and all that.
Don't tell anyone that. Before we get out of here, Kenny, tell us about the Dice of Rolling.
Yeah, so I'm also here on behalf of Dice of Rolling at diceofrolling.com, and we make 5th edition D&D dice, color-coded in the quantities you need, as well as hardwood battle tokens, which is like having an army of miniatures in your pocket. And if you go to diceofrolling.com and use the code UMG on your order, you'll save $1 off your order, plus part of the proceeds will go to supporting Mike here on the channel and all of the campaigns that are being run here.
Sweet. And thank you guys so much for all of that. Thank you to chat for being here. Thank you for all those subs, all those sweet donations that definitely enhanced the game today with all those cool things, and obviously helped Jack out. And before we get that out of here, guys, follow us on our social media. It's unMadeGaming everywhere, and we're going to go get out of here and raid our friend, the Bubbernaut. He's currently playing some Pathfinder Kingmaker, which is a game that I can't stop playing, and he's just a great guy. So go give him all your hot sticky raid love, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye!